In classroom 12 to 5 of Jiansheng Number 2 High School, just one day before the college entrance exams, the homeroom teacher, Chun Fan, was giving his students a stern and final briefing. The college entrance exams are almost here. 20 years of hard work all come down to this, he emphasized, particularly regarding the liberal arts exam. I'm reminding all of you to double-check your equipment before the test. For the martial arts exam, that means having your combat suits and weapons fully prepared. His voice grew heavy. This is your last warning. There is a risk of death in the martial arts exam. For anyone who has awakened an ability below D rank, I strongly advise against choosing this path. The warning made Su Jingming, a young man who had just transmigrated to this world, let out a quiet sigh. Is he talking about me? He mumbled to himself, his eyes lost in thought. This world, called Blue Star, had a level of technology similar to his past life. But it was also filled with unimaginable dangerous bloodthirsty beasts roamed the land, and awakened humans with special abilities rose to fight them. Everyone had a chance to awaken an ability at the age of 16. There were thousands of different powers, classified into 9 ranks according to Blue Star's evaluation standards. Most people only reached F to D rank. Unfortunately for Su Jingming, he had only awakened a weak E rank electrical current. As a faint spark of electricity flickered in his palm, he thought in frustration, this thing's no better than a cattle prod. Just then, a loud smack echoed as a classmate slammed his hand on his desk, followed by a grating, sarcastic voice. Su Jingming, didn't you hear Teacher Chun? Don't tell me you're still planning to take the martial arts exam. E-rank trash like you would just be a joke and an embarrassment to our school. The boy continued, his tone dripping with contempt. Why don't you just obediently sign up for liberal arts? You can come work as a paper pusher in my family's company. You'll barely make enough to get by. The scene caught the eye of Lin Jingtian. Unable to contain her anger, the girl pointed a finger straight at the bully and warned, Huang Tian, why don't you mind your own damn business? But Huang Tian just shot her a cold look, replying with pure arrogance, Lin Jingtian, I'll show you who the best is during the entrance exams. As for this pretty boy, Su Jingming, the only thing he can do is die in the arena. With that, the boy turned and walked away with a swagger. Lin Jingtian walked over, her expression full of concern. She gently tried to console Su Jingming. Don't listen to a word he says. Everyone has their own worth. Just switch your application to liberal arts. Wouldn't it be better to live a peaceful life inside the city? But he just stared silently at the Xia College entrance exam registration form, his heart heavy with his own thoughts. The form was filled out clearly. Su Jingming, male, 18 years old. DNA, elemental type. Registered for both liberal arts and martial arts. In the nation of Xia, the education system was split into 2 tracks, liberal arts and martial arts. Those with low-rank abilities, who had little chance of surviving the combat exams, usually chose the liberal arts track to live out a normal life. On the other hand, those who chose a martial arts track had to go to a designated location and fight to the death against savage beasts. Only those who met the standards could enter an awakened university. There, they would spend years training under the guidance of masters to break through their initial state and become true, rank-level ability users with extraordinary power. Thinking about it all, Su Jingming couldn't help but sigh again. Teacher Chun and Lin Jingtian were worried he would get himself killed taking the martial arts exam. But in a world this dangerous, even if he managed to avoid the high mortality exam, he could never truly escape the savage beasts. The monsters could attack at any time. Memories of his childhood flooded back a Euro, the day his parents in this world fell during a beast tide. His gaze hardened with resolve. I refuse to face that kind of tragedy again without the power to fight back, he told himself. His determination surging, he gripped the registration form tightly and declared, I'm still choosing the martial arts exam. As dusk fell, Su Jingming was pushing himself through a relentless training session. Sweat poured down his face, and his stamina was nearly gone. He finally collapsed to the ground, panting heavily. Damn, I can't train anymore. Lying flat on his back, he muttered his analysis. Ever since I awakened my ability, I chose the long spear as my weapon. After more than 2 years of practice, my spear arts are still only at the basic level. The lightning flash gale break technique cost me 300,000 to buy, and it makes me a little stronger than the average E rank awakened, he thought. But the death rate for students below D rank in this year's martial arts exam is higher than ever before. To get into an awakened university, I'll have to risk my life. He raised a hand, a gesture of his resolve, when a voice suddenly echoed in his mind. Activating system. System activation successful. Receive newbie gift pack. A blue screen flashed before his eyes, making him shoot up from the floor. He shouted in excitement. Is this the legendary golden finger of a transmigrator? What's in the gift pack? The system immediately responded. The gift pack contains 1 S-Rank ability, 200 ability points. Su Jingming couldn't contain his excitement. An S-Rank ability was an incredible treasure. In the entire nation of Xia, one might only appear every 3 or 4 years. Anyone who possessed one was fiercely fought over by the top awakened universities, given limitless resources, and groomed to become a peak-level powerhouse. He yelled at the system screen. So even E-rank trash like me has a chance to defy fate and change my destiny. Without a moment's hesitation, he commanded, accept. A series of notifications rang out. Gift pack received successfully. 200 ability points have been added to your account. Beginning transfer of S-Rank ability, Purple Firmament Divine Thunder. Progress, 10%, 20%, 30%. Su Jingming's body began to tremble, racked with an agony so intense it felt like he was being torn apart. Suddenly, an explosion of energy erupted from him, shattering every window in his apartment. Pedestrians outside panicked and screamed. Oh my God, what happened to his apartment? Someone frantically made a call. It's the Su family's kid. Something's happened. Call the fire department, quick. Back in the small room, Su Jingming was staring intently at the progress bar as it slowly crept upward. 50%, 60%, 70%. The immense power surging through his body forced a silent, agonizing scream from his lips. At the same time, outside, the sky was abruptly swallowed by thick, dark clouds. Passers-by looked up, bewildered, wondering why it had suddenly gone dark. A moment later, a magnificent dragon made of pure lightning materialized in the heavens, its form crackling with blinding bolts that tore through the sky. Wang Haiyang, who was stationed nearby, felt the terrifying pressure and instinctively frowned, muttering, "What incredible power! I can feel an immense pressure. Could a powerful lightning attribute beast be trying to invade?" Without hesitating, he gave sharp command. Jiangqing's 3rd Legion, go to high alert. The soldier behind him nodded immediately. Then he quickly turned back to relay the news. In the room, the system notifications were coming faster and faster. 80%, 90%, 99%, 100%. At that exact moment, the Thunder Dragon appeared right above the roof of his building. As it dove downwards, a sharp cry of pain escaped Su Jingming's lips, mingling with the system's announcement. Ability transformation complete. It took a while for the violent streams of energy coiling around his body to finally dissipate, taking the excruciating pain with them. Su Jingming looked down at the brilliant arcs of lightning dancing on his hands, his eyes burning with excitement. He whispered, so this is an S-Rank ability. Purple Firmament Divine Thunder. Unlike my old pathetic taser, a single strike with this could grind an opponent to dust. Although this did make a bit of a scene. Good thing I managed to control it. If I hadn't, not just this training room, but the entire neighborhood might have been reduced to rubble. Looking at the wreckage in his room, Su Jingming sighed in frustration, thinking I really should have gone outside to train from the start. Suddenly, he remembered. Oh right, the newbie pack also gave me 200 ability points. What are these for? Curious, he opened the system panel. The system immediately replied. Ability points can be obtained by killing savage beasts. Consuming ability points can raise your rank and upgrade skills. After reading the explanation, he nodded, his eyes lighting up with approval. I like this kind of golden finger. Simple and brutally effective. In a flash, his detailed system panel appeared. Su Jingming rank. Awakened ability. Purple Firmament Divine Thunder S. Physique. 121 blood chi. 140 spirit. 140 skills. Basic spear arts. Basic lightning flash gale break ability points. 200. Without a second thought, he clicked on the panel, his voice filled with determination. The college entrance exam is tomorrow. I need to spend these 200 points where it counts and maximize my combat power. System, give me a boost. After a moment of careful consideration, he decisively allocated his points. Abilities, after all, originate from a person's blood chi and spirit. He decided to raise those 2 base stats first. In an instant, streams of dark energy enveloped his body, bringing with him an explosive sensation as his blood chi and mind expanded. He mumbled, "So this is what it feels like to have your blood chi and mind leveled up." Unable to resist, he threw a test punch, feeling his newfound strength. Whether it was executing a combat technique or manipulating his ability, everything felt significantly more powerful. Each base attribute increased by 20 points, with one ability point corresponding to a 0.2 increase in blood chi or spirit. With his current strength, he was confident that getting into an awakened university would be a piece of cake. But out of the 700,000 candidates in Jiangnan province, where will I rank? And how do I stack up against those geniuses who've been trained by famous masters since they were kids? With that thought, he casually flicked the spear up from the ground, eager to test his limits. I'll head to the martial hall and test my stats. That'll tell me for sure. Suddenly, a squad of firefighters bursts in, kicking his door down. They tensely confirmed, "We got a distress call about a fire here." Su Jingming quickly put his hands up, gesturing toward the rec room. He explained calmly, "It was probably just the tribulation from my power cultivation. Everything's fine now, so it was all just a misunderstanding." The fire crew let out a collective sigh of relief. The captain immediately reported over his radio. "So that's what it was. Emergency situation has been neutralized. All units fall back." But before leaving, he turned back, looking at the young man in awe, and muttered, "The new generation is truly terrifying." A moment later, his kind-hearted neighbors swarmed him as he stepped out with the fire department. An old man stepped forward on behalf of the group, asking worriedly, "Xiaoming, are you okay? What about that fire?" Su Jingming smiled reassuringly. "I'm fine, Uncle Yang. It's already under control." Seeing the spear slung over his shoulder, the old man asked curiously, "Glad to hear it. From the looks of it, are you heading to the martial hall?" He gave a slight nod. "Yeah, going to the hall to train." The old man couldn't hide his admiration. "So dedicated. The college entrance exams are tomorrow, and you're still training. Not like that lazy kid of mine." The commotion finally died down. Su Jingming strolled toward the Leitang martial hall. Here, awakeners who wished to become ability users had to train their vital energy and spirit to enhance the power of their abilities. Thus, martial halls were established to provide training grounds and instructional services. However, not every family could afford a private training room. In the Dahua Nation, the two most famous martial halls were Leitang and Baoxiong. Baoxiong charged 100,000 a year, suitable for well-off students, while Leitang was free for high schoolers. Just as he walked in, Su Jingming spotted a familiar figure, Tang Qi, his cousin. Being family, he couldn't just walk by without saying hello. He walked over and called out, "Qi, what are you doing at Leitang Martial Hall?" Though surprised, Tang Qi smiled in return. "Oh, I'm here with some friends." Not wanting to disturb them, he nodded a farewell. "I see. Well, I'll let you guys talk. I'm heading to the training room." Su Jingming's behavior struck Tang Qi as a little odd. Her cousin seemed different today, not quite like his usual self. Meanwhile, Xiaoya, the friend standing next to her, watched with curiosity, her eyes sparkling. She tugged on Tang Qi's arm and asked excitedly, "Qi, who was that? He's pretty cute." Tang Qi smiled openly. "That's Su Jingming, my cousin. He's a high school senior like us, taking the entrance exams tomorrow." Hearing this, the boy standing next to Xiaoya scowled, his tone dripping with jealousy. "Why are you asking so much about him? Xiaoya, you don't like him, do you?" But Xiaoya, with the budding heart of the young girl, just replied nonchalantly, her eyes still fixed on Jingming, "I do. With looks like that, as long as his strength isn't too bad, he'd make for some great arm candy, don't you think?" Tang Qi immediately cut her friend off, her voice tinged with concern. "I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. He only awakened an E-rank ability." Her words were like a bucket of cold water on Xiaoya, who froze for a second before muttering, "Just an E-rank ability? What a waste." The boy next to her immediately seized the opportunity, sneering smugly. "An E-rank, and he still dares to take the martial exam? He's got guts, I'll give him that." But Tang Qi didn't agree. Her expression darkened. "What's wrong with having guts? The risk is just too high. I hope he doesn't take the martial exam." Xiaoya, not wanting to dwell on the topic, quickly tugged her arm. All right, let's not talk about this anymore," she said cheerfully. "Weren't we supposed to be checking out the Leitang Hall?" The group laughed and chattered in agreement. "You're right. I spent all 3 years of high school at Baoxiong. This is my first time at Leitang. It's good to relax before the exams. Let's go. The scene shifts to a private training room, where Su Jingming gripped his spear. The weapon felt lighter in his hands. Or rather, his own strength had grown immensely. He muttered, "The college entrance exams are tomorrow. Not enough time to find a better-suited weapon. First, let's test my peak physical strength, without any ability enhancement." Taking a deep breath, he channeled all his strength into the spear tip and thrust it hard against the training target, which was made of primary-grade memory metal euro, a material that automatically repaired itself after any attack within its tolerance range. The monitor immediately flashed a number, 321 kilograms. Seeing the result, Su Jingming nodded slightly, his confidence growing. His pure physical strength had doubled, far exceeding the 100 kilograms benchmark of a typical awakener. Next, he decided to test his annihilating spirit thunder. A brilliant bolt of lightning shot from his hand, striking the machine directly. The number displayed, 3,021 kilograms. Su Jingming couldn't help but shout in excitement. As expected of a top-tier ability. This is insane. This level of power far surpassed that of an ordinary Tier 1 ability user, who would normally only reach about 1,000 kilograms. Even though he hadn't reached the Tier 1 realm yet, he could already unleash the power of a mid-level ability user. "And this still isn't my limit," he whispered, his eyes blazing. "Combining my physical strength with my ability and then using a combat technique, that's my real killing move." Without hesitation, Su Jingming channeled his power, his body erupting in blinding arcs of electricity. Reaching his peak state, he lunged with his spear, executing the swift gale technique. But as the spearhead made contact, an unexpected resistance made him roar with power. At that exact moment, the entire main hall shook violently. The crowd panicked, screaming, "Earthquake!" Those on the same floor felt the terrifying tremor as well. One of the boys quickly composed himself and analyzed the situation. What a powerful energy fluctuation. That's definitely at the level of an ability user. But Xiaoyu shook her head, refuting him. "I thought this floor was exclusively for high school students. Aren't all the freaks who've already reached the ability user level training at Baoxiong?" The boys stubbornly offer a theory. Maybe one of those freaks came here to train. Or maybe a new high schooler just broke through to the ability user rank. But Tang Chi sensed something was off. She said calmly, "There's only one way to find out." The energy fluctuation came from somewhere nearby. Just as the group turned down the hallway, they ran into Su Jingming. Tang Chi asked in surprise, "Jingming? Heading home, already?" He nodded and replied politely, "Yeah, I want to get home early to prepare." She didn't press further, just offering some encouragement. "All right, good luck on the martial exam tomorrow. But make sure you stay safe, okay?" The boy standing beside her couldn't resist cutting in loudly. Forget about him. That energy fluctuation came from this way. In a flash, the group was standing in front of a training room door. "To be sure," Tang Chi asked again, "this is the place?" One of them confirmed decisively, "It has to be." But when they looked into the wrecked room, with its equipment damaged beyond repair, the group stood stunned, exclaiming in unison, "What happened here?" Even the usually cheerful Xiaoyu cried out in alarm. "Whoa, even the memory metal is blown to pieces. How powerful was that attack? Does Jiangxing City really have a high school student this strong?" After examining the wreckage, the boy frowned. "It probably wasn't a high school student. I can still feel an incredibly violent power in the residual energy. They might even be a Tier 2 ability user who accidentally came to this floor to test their strength." The other two boys chimed in, confidently asserting, "I told you, there's no way a high school student could pull off an attack of this magnitude." "Exactly. Not even the provincial genius could do this, let alone someone from our own Jiangxing." Suddenly, as if realizing something, Xiaoya's voice trembled as she made a suggestion. "Wait, Su Jingming was the only one who just came from this direction. Do you think maybe he's the one who caused all this? What if he's actually a super genius who's been hiding his true power, waiting to surprise everyone at the martial exam tomorrow?" But the two boys didn't buy it for a second, teasing her scornfully. "You've been reading too many of those web novels where the weakling is secretly a badass, haven't you? How could you even come up with something so unbelievable? Hiding your strength has its limits, you know. He's just an E-rank ability user. He'd be lucky to hit an attack power of 300. The other guy, though a bit skeptical, still turned to ask Tang Chi for her opinion. Two paths lead out from this hallway. That powerful ability user must have left through the other one. That's why we missed him. Tang Chi, what do you think? She gave a non-committal answer, her gaze distant. Probably. But as her eyes swept over a mark on the wall, Tang Chi froze, a flicker of doubt in her mind. These marks, they look like they were made by a spear. Could it be that Su Jingming, daring to take the martial arts exam, really doesn't know his own limits? Things settled down for a while, until the day of the official martial arts exam finally arrived. Hundreds of candidates gathered before the examination grounds, their anxious eyes scanning the vast landscape. One of them couldn't help but exclaim in shock, "Is this really our exam site? Holy crapiro. I think I just saw a one-horned rhino. Weren't the exams before just full of common beasts like shadow cats or something? This year's test is way too hard." Just then, a young man carrying a sword, standing nearby, spoke with confidence. A one-horned rhino? So what? If you can't even handle a beast of this level, then even if you get lucky and pass, you'll still end up being a good-for-nothing. Jingming heard this and glanced at the guy, then turned to his best friend, Lu Jie. Lu Jie, who's that? Talk about arrogant. Lu Jie quickly identified him. Who else could it be? Zhu Mingyang, the sword prodigy from Jiangxing No. 1 High School. They say he has a B-rank ability, Zephyr Gale, and has already broken through the rankless state to become a first-order ability user. Hearing this, Jingming's eyes narrowed with interest. So that's him, the so-called top scorer of this year's martial arts exam. Who's stronger, him or me? Just then, a booming voice cut through his thoughts. All candidates, listen up. A middle-aged man stepped forward, drawing the crowd's attention. He announced loudly, "I am Wang Haiyang, the chief commander of this year's Jiangxing martial arts exam. Before the exam begins, I will reiterate the rules. The exam will start at 9 a.m. and end at 9 p.m. for a total of 12 hours. The examination site is the abandoned town behind me. Just like last year's exam, the site is divided into the outer perimeter, the middle ring, the inner circle, and the central core. Killing ferocious beasts of different types and ranks will earn you different amounts of points. The higher the beast's rank and the stronger it is, the more points you'll get. The central core is basically the extra credit section of the test, reserved for the top students to tackle. Know your own limits. There's no need to throw your life away for a few extra points." Hearing this, Jingming felt a sense of relief and quickly began to strategize. If this were yesterday, I'd only dare to hang around the outer perimeter at most. But now, with my current strength, I'm determined to charge into the inner circle and maybe even conquer the central core. As soon as he finished, a voice announced, "Starting now, we will distribute the exam supplies." The candidates went to their homeroom teachers one by one to receive their gear. When it was Jingming's turn, teacher Chun Fan handed him the supplies and explained, "There are 3 items in total. A smartwatch, used to track the number and type of beasts you kill. Your accumulated score. A tactical backpack containing 1 energy drink, 3 high-energy bars, and a single-use first aid kit. This ensures you can last for the full 12 hours. And a safety sphere. When activated, it creates a high-voltage grid around you that ordinary beasts can't break through." Before Jingming left, his teacher added a final reminder. Even though using the safety sphere will end your exam early, you have to remember, your life is more important than anything else. Jingming nodded and replied politely, "Thank you, sir. I know what to do." But as he was walking away, a voice suddenly called out, "Su Jingming." Lin Jingtian ran up and grabbed his arm, suggesting excitedly, "You probably don't have a team yet, right? Why don't you team up with us?" Lu Jie, despite only having a C-rank ability, confidently puffed out his chest. "Jingming, once we're inside, I'll protect you." But the other 2 team members frowned and spoke up, annoyed. "Class rep, it's one thing to be a nice guy normally, but this is the college entrance exam. A team can only have 5 people at most. If we bring him along, how are we supposed to get a high score?" Lin Jingtian immediately cut them off, his voice sharp. "You're going back on your promise?" But the other 2 didn't back down, retorting angrily, "Whatever. I'm not carrying dead weight." Seeing the situation escalate, Jingming quickly intervened to stop the fight. "Old Lu, class rep, I appreciate the offer, really, but I plan on going in alone. You guys go ahead and form your team." Hearing this, both Lin Jingtian and Lu Jie asked worriedly in unison, "Are you serious? Is that really what you want to do? All right then. In that case, you have to be careful. The other two guys on the team let out a sigh of relief. As they pulled their friend away, they couldn't resist a sarcastic comment. At least you know your place. Come on, we should go find Huang Tian and team up with him instead. As they walked away, Jingming smiled faintly, a confident gleam in his eyes. Even without you guys, I can still get a high score. Just then, an announcement echoed as hundreds of drones hovered in the sky. The 2037 Jiangsheng Martial Arts College entrance exam officially begins now. Activate exam site cameras. All drones on standby. Prepare for the live broadcast of the college entrance exam. The order was given. Candidates, enter the field. Hundreds of candidates immediately rushed forward with enthusiasm. Let's go, one shouted. My goal is Jiangnan Ability User University. This time, I'm going to blow everyone away. Jingming couldn't contain his own excitement, roaring internally. Martial arts exam, here I come. Su Jingming lightly tapped the smartwatch on his wrist. The screen immediately lit up, displaying his personal information and the latest rankings. After a successful confirmation, the system displayed a line of text. Su Jingming, class 12-5, Jiangxing No. 2 High School. Exam ID, 179. Topping the leaderboard was Zhu Mingyang with 7 points from Jiangxing No. 1 High School. Second place belonged to Li Yuan with 5 points, also for No. 1 High School. Third was Zhao Hu with 4 points, yet again from that prestigious school. Looking at the rankings, Jingming couldn't help but be impressed as he quickly formulated a plan. As expected of the top scorer from No. 1 High, he's already started taking down beasts. I should get a move on, too. There's still a long way to go from the outer perimeter to the central core. Without hesitation, he immediately sprinted toward the center of the exam site. The deeper he went, the more desolate the scenery became. The vegetation was sparse, and the air felt heavy. Suddenly, he stopped in his tracks when he discovered the body of an unlucky candidate. The wounds on the body were deep, with blood pooling on the ground. The safety sphere hadn't even been activated. Jingming shook his head slightly, thinking to himself, no wonder the teacher advised me to drop out of the exam. If I didn't have my upgraded ability, I might have met the same tragic end. The martial arts exam has always been brutal. Opportunity and danger go hand in hand. Not everyone can defy the heavens and change their fate. Jingming knelt and touched the fallen candidate's watch, his voice low, requesting logistical support. Suddenly, a series of rustling sounds came from the nearby bushes, catching his attention. A trap? Did someone deliberately leave the body here to lure others closer? But when his eyes fell on a shadow Katayuro, its fur a glossy black, its cold eyes bared in a snarly Euro, he was stunned to realize it was the beast's own scheme. The beast lunged, its sharp claws glinting in the dim light. Jingming dodged nimbly, impressed. Fast as lightning, razor-sharp claws, and at least 1,000 pounds of force. It really lives up to its name as a jungle assassin. Ferocious beasts possess a unique, terrifying aura that can paralyze their prey with fear. They say that most awakened users who face a ferocious beast for the first time panic, unable to use even a third of their strength, some even giving up without a fight. Wealthy families often hire ability user bodyguards to take their children into the wilderness from a young age, helping them get used to the terror of these beasts. Jingming, with his ordinary background, never had that luxury. This was his first time facing a real, ferocious beast. After its first pounce missed, the shadow cat lunged again without hesitation, attacking him head-on. But Jingming was completely unfazed. He gripped his spear and, in one clean motion, drove it straight through the beast's body. That ferocious aura seemed to have no effect on him whatsoever. As the beast collapsed, a system notification immediately popped up. Defeated unranked shadow cat. +3 ability points. In this world, ferocious beasts were divided into 9 ranks, from 1st rank to 9th rank. Unranked beasts were the equivalent of human awakened. Looking at the notification, Jingming began to calculate. Defeating beasts grants ability points, which I can use to increase my strength. But these unranked beasts give too few points. It's not enough to satisfy my ambitions. If their ferocious auras don't affect me, then there's no point in staying in the outer zone. I need to head to the central zone. Now. And so, he threw himself into a frenzied battle, cutting down every beast in his path. Defeated unranked shadow cat. +5 ability points. Defeated unranked iron bristle boar. +5 ability points. Defeated unranked beast. +3 ability points. +5 ability points. +6 ability points. Despite the string of notifications, Jingming still wasn't satisfied. He analyzed the situation thoughtfully. I've earned a decent amount of ability points, but I still lack real combat experience. Using my Zhixiao Divine Thunder can kill these beasts quickly, but it won't help me train my skills. Besides, high-level abilities consume too much energy. If I went all out, I couldn't even last an hour. Back when my ability was only E rank, I could go for more than 3 hours. But this martial exam lasts a full 12 hours. I can't afford to waste my energy. Deciding to stick to his strategy, Jingming relied solely on his spear to deal with the beasts, fighting and accumulating experience at the same time. The moment the thought crossed his mind, he came face to face with a one-horned rhino. The ferocious beast charged, its sharp horn aimed straight for him, ready to send him flying. Jingming sidestepped the attack, his sharp eyes instantly spotting its weak point. A single thrust of his spear pierced through the beast's head, causing it to collapse instantly. He wasn't arrogant, merely observing quietly, realizing he was taking down beasts much faster than before. So this is all a one-horned rhino amounts to, he thought. Could it be that my spearmanship has silently broken through to the next level? Jingming quickly checked his system. Physique, 141. Vitality and Spirit, 160. Skills, Spearmanship, Intermediate, Swift Gale Strike, Beginner. Ability points, 256. Just as I thought. My spearmanship has reached the intermediate level. At this level, he felt every movement become more fluid, as natural as breathing. If my spearmanship keeps leveling up, how much stronger will I become? His body moved on instinct, a thrill of excitement rising within him. Countless advanced spear techniques suddenly flashed through his mind. He was itching to find a first-rank beast to test his new skills on. Meanwhile, Lin Jingtian's group happened to be passing through the area. Though she only caught a fleeting glimpse of a figure flashing by, she vaguely recognized him. I just saw Su Jingming. 2 of her teammates immediately shot her down. Class president, are you seeing things? There's no way that was him. With his strength, coming out here would be a death sentence. That made sense. Lin Jingtian began to doubt herself, murmuring, did I really see it wrong? But that silhouette just now, it really looked like Su Jingming. Even Lu Jie, Jingming's friend, was worried. I wonder how Jingming is doing. Suddenly, a male student in the group spotted the corpse of the one-horned rhino and shouted, hey, come look at this. The rhino's corpse lay motionless, the blood still fresh and pooled around it, not yet dry. Lin Jingtian's entire team rushed over, their eyes glued to the massive carcass. They observed it carefully, analyzing every detail. The fatal wound is on its head. It's deep, clearly a piercing blow from a long weapon, probably a spear. Hearing this, Lin Jingtian started, a flicker of shock in her eyes. Could the person I saw nearby really have been Su Jingming? But the 2 male students immediately countered, their voices full of doubt. Don't tell me you think Su Jingming killed this one-horned rhino. This is a beast that only a top-tier E-rank awakened could kill. How could Su Jingming possibly do that? The argument was suddenly cut short by an irritated voice. Whether Su Jingming killed it or not. Why don't you just look at his ranking and find out? Lin Jingtian quickly checked the leaderboard on her smartwatch, then gasped in astonishment. Rank 45, Lu Chang, 261 points. Jiangqing number 3 High School. Rank 64, Su Jingming, 256 points. Jiangqing number 2 High School. Rank 47, Wang Mingming, 248 points. Jiangqing number 2 High School. She mumbled in disbelief. It really is him. The expressions on her teammates' faces were no longer calm. They all shouted in unison, their voices filled with shock. No way. Su Jingming broke into the top 100? Could it be someone with the same name? Are all E-rank awakened this strong nowadays? I don't believe it. While the contestants battled tirelessly inside the exam grounds, the audience outside was buzzing with discussion as they watched the large screens. Number 1 High is as strong as ever. They've basically taken over the top 10. Especially Zhou Mingyang. With 412 points, he's in the lead. Looks like the city's top scorer is already decided. An excited spectator commented, it's been years since someone from our Jiangcheng made it into the provincial top 100. I wonder if he can do it. Zhang Wenshan, director of the Jiangchang Education Bureau, turned to the principals of number 1 and number 3 high with a satisfied smile. Zhou Mingyang is our Jiangchang's ace. His Swiftwind Spirit pet is incredibly powerful. He won't be outmatched, even at the provincial level. He paused, his gaze sharp, then continued. As I see it, he'll likely break into the top 100 in all of Jiangnan province. Old Liu, your number 1 high has always made me proud. And number 3 high isn't bad either. You finally got someone into the top 10. The two principals bowed humbly and replied in unison. It is all thanks to the director's effective guidance. We will continue to rely on you in the future. But Zhang Wenshan's tone quickly changed, his stern gaze falling upon Zhao Jiao, the principal of number 2 high. However, number 2 high school needs to step it up. Your best performing student is only ranked 18th. Zhao Jiao bowed his head repeatedly in apology, cursing inwardly, but still had to say, yes, of course. Within the top 50, we only have 8 students. Li Ming, Yang Jian, Tang Zhu, Su Jingming. Wait a minute. Who is this Su Jingming? Why have I never heard this name before? Is he one of our honors students? He didn't notice that Chun Fan, standing behind him, had gone pale as if he'd been struck by lightning. Chun Fan mumbled to himself, Su Jingming, in the top 50? Isn't that kid just an E-rank awakened? Could he have been hiding his true strength? But how can an E-rank ability suddenly become so powerful? Only the top 10 get special video feeds. There's no way to see footage of Su Jingming right now. How on earth did he get such a high score? Back on the exam grounds, Jingming had set foot in the central zone, where the danger multiplied. He chewed on an energy bar while silently calculating his next move. The beasts in the central zone were clearly fewer in number, but they were all ranked. They possessed intelligence and a strong sense of territory, making them much harder to deal with than the unranked ones. He didn't have to search for long. A first-rank scimitar tiger appeared, its body muscular and its gaze cold as ice. Jingming's lips curved into a slight smirk. My luck isn't half bad, he thought. I just entered the central zone and already ran into a first-order fierce beast. Perfect. Let's see how my spear skills hold up against you. Unlike the previous beasts, this one didn't charge in recklessly after being wounded. After sensing its opponent's strength, it unexpectedly switched to a defensive stance Euro, agile, and on high alert. Jingming watched with interest, sizing up the saber-fang tiger's strength. Is this all a first-order beast has? Looks like only a Tiger King will make me break a sweat. He yelled, time to send you on your way. Without a moment's hesitation, he lunged forward, his spear aimed straight for the tiger's chest. The saber-fang tiger took the hit, roaring in agony, but it still struggled to fight back. Thinking he had finished it, Jingming let his guard down for a moment. The tiger suddenly unleashed a flurry of attacks, forcing him to exclaim in surprise, impressive for a first-order beast. Your will to live is truly tenacious. Still trying for a cornered beast's last stand? It's useless. Giving the beast no chance to turn the tables, Jingming swung his spear, delivering a fatal blow to its head and sending its massive body flying. The system immediately announced, First-order saber-fang tiger killed. Ability points plus 14. The result only fueled his excitement. The ability point from a first-order beast are double that of an unranked one. The stronger the beast, the higher the points. To him, these perilous testing grounds were a leveling Paradisuro, a rare opportunity. I need to use my time wisely and rack up as many ability points as I can. While Jingming was on a frantic beast-hunting spree, the observation room outside had descended into chaos. All eyes were fixed on the leaderboard, where his name was relentlessly climbing. Rank 32. Chu Xian, 345 points. Jiang City number 1 high school. Rank 32, Su Jingming, 328 points. Jiang City number 2 high school. Rank 32, Li Xiang, 328 points. Jiang City number 2 high school. The teachers swarmed around Chun Fan, showering him with praise. Mr. Chun, is it true that Su Jingming is one of your students? With so many parallel classes, he's the only one from your class to make it into the top 50. Mr. Chun, you've clearly done an excellent job teaching him. Give it another 6 months, and Mr. Chun will probably be invited on stage to share his teaching secrets. But with his personality, he'd surely stammer and refuse the praise. No, it was all the student's own effort. It had nothing to do with me. Suddenly, a spectator in the crowd pointed at the screen, his excited voice ringing out. Everyone, look! Su Jingming's rank went up again. Rank 25, Su Jingming, 372 points. Jiang City number 2 High School. Zhang Wenshan, who was sitting nearby, immediately started muttering calculations, a flash of astonishment in his eyes. He just leveled up, an increase of 44 points. According to the martial exam's scoring rules, defeating a peak-level unranked beast earns 6 to 8 points, while a low-level first-order beast is worth 14 to 16. Even Principal Zhao Jiu broke into a sweat at the lightning-fast calculation. The smartwatch clocked the time. Just 4 seconds. Zhang Wenshan's expression changed instantly, his initial calmness gone. He shot to his feet, exclaiming, "This kind of performance? How many years has it been since I've seen something like this?" In just 4 short seconds, Su Jingming either took down 5 peak-level unranked beasts or at least 3 low-level first-order beasts. Principal Zhao, a student this talented from your school, is a real gem. Why have we never heard of him before? Principal Zhao Jiu was stunned, answering honestly, "To tell you the truth, sir, I only just found out myself. For the specifics, we'll have to ask his homeroom teacher. Mr. Chun, get over here and explain Su Jingming's situation to the director. For example, what's his innate talent like?" Facing the leadership for the first time, a trembling Chun fan bowed and mumbled, "Director, principal about that." Su Jingming awakened an E-rank ability. A weak one. It sounded like a joke. A panicked Zhao Jiu blurted out, "Mr. Chun, are you sure you're not mistaken?" Even Mr. Chun himself couldn't believe what he was saying. He hurriedly explained, "I'm not. Before the college entrance exam, I even specifically told him he didn't need to participate in the martial exam." Zhang Wenshan, who now understood the situation, calmly took a sip of water. In a gentle tone, he remarked, "To think he could reach this level with just an E-rank ability. It seems student Su Jingming must have some other outstanding qualities. This just makes things more interesting. Wait a moment. At this rate, he might break into the top 10 soon. When that happens, we'll see exactly what he's capable of." His words sent a jolt through Principal Zhao and Mr. Chun, who broke out in a cold sweat. Right at that moment, the leaderboard shifted again. Rank 8, Li Zi. Rank 9, Su Jingming. Rank 10, Ma Yuan. Rank 11, Yi Li. Rank 12, Tang Qi. Inside the testing grounds, Tang Qi, currently ranked 12th, wasn't too surprised. He just nodded slightly, thinking to himself, "Just as I thought. My cousin Jingming was the one who caused that commotion yesterday." Meanwhile, Zhou Mingyang, the top-ranked student on the leaderboard, frowned. There were still 6 hours until the exam ended. An unfamiliar face like Su Jingming. I've never even heard of him, and now he's managed to squeeze into the top 10? At that moment, inside the exam zone, Su Jingming was still fighting furiously. He had just taken down another beast, and his smartwatch immediately lit up. First-order Phantom Cat defeated. Ability points plus 14. This result confirmed his suspicions. The kill rate for fierce beasts is definitely higher in the central zone. He muttered to himself, his sharp gaze fixed on the drone camera hovering above. "Looks like I've made it into the top 10. The martial arts college entrance exam has always been a place to test one's strength and potential. The more outstanding your performance, the greater the chance of getting noticed." He smiled faintly. "I never planned on hiding my strength anyway. Making it into the top 10 is just the beginning." Jingming checked his stats again. Su Jingming level. Divine Thunder Awakened Physique. 141 Qi, Blood, and Spirit. 160 skills. High-level method, Gale Force Lightning Strike, Beginner. Ability points, 312. He pondered, a hint of surprise in his eyes. "I've passed 300 ability points, but there's still no sign of leveling up. It seems the only way to advance from an awakened to a full-fledged ability user is by cultivating my abilities. I have to keep upgrading my base stats." Looking at the stat increase notification euro, Physique plus 40, Spirit plus 22 euro, his confidence grew. He whispered, "This feeling is not bad at all." His mind made up, Jingming headed deeper into the central zone, the most dangerous area of all. As soon as he set foot there, he witnessed a horrifying scene. Several fierce beasts tearing each other apart. Hiding in a corner, he narrowed his eyes, calculating. 9 saber-fang tigers. The one in the lead is far more imposing, its size a dead giveaway. The blades on its arms are unusually long. That must be the saber-fang Tiger King. This is going to be a huge haul. But before he could charge in, he sensed something. In a cold voice, he said, "Come on out. I know you're there." Zhou Mingyang immediately stepped out, smiling as he approached. "You're sharp. I can't believe you spotted me. So you're the Su Jingming who just broke into the top 10. Hearing the compliment, Jingming asked curiously, "You know me?" The other boy replied calmly, "I know everyone with the strength to enter the central zone. Everyone except you." So when a new face suddenly appeared on the rankings, I figured it had to be the mysterious newcomer. Jingming nodded, replying calmly, "I see." But Zhou Mingyang continued, a glint in his eyes, "I've been watching this pack of saber-fawn tigers for a while now." Jingming instantly became guarded. "Are you trying to steal my kill?" Zhou Mingyang quickly held up his hands, showing he meant no harm, and proposed, "Don't misunderstand. The Tiger King is a mid-level, first-order beast. With 9 other saber-fawn tigers in its hunting pack, even a strong person can't handle them alone. We could work together." Jingming cut him off, his voice firm. "No need. I can handle this myself." He stepped forward, and the pack of saber-fawn tigers immediately turned their eyes toward him. Under the command of their leader, they watched him cautiously, their formation tight. Jingming frowned slightly. As expected of a pack with a leader, they even know how to use simple formations. Suddenly, the saber-fawn tiger king roared, and the entire pack surged forward like a tidal wave. Hidden in the nearby shadows, Zhou Mingyang clicked his tongue. Let's see if this guy is suicidal, or if he's actually got the skills to back it up." In a flash, Su Jingming spun his spear, the movement so fast it created a blur of light. The saber-fawn tigers that lunged at him with claws out were instantly knocked back, sent tumbling across the ground. Seizing the opportunity, Jingming thrust his spear forward, piercing several of them on the spot. A stream of notifications popped up on his smartwatch. Low-level first-order saber-fawn tiger killed. Ability points plus 10. Mid-level first-order saber-fawn tiger killed. Ability points plus 15. The beasts were sent flying, but their leader managed to block his path, its fierce eyes fixed on him as it let out a low growl. Jingming didn't seem to care in the slightest. He casually rested the spear on his shoulder and muttered with a hint of regret, "A pity. My physical strength is still a bit lacking. I couldn't take out the leader in one go." The saber-fawn tiger king didn't rush in. Instead, it advanced slowly, each heavy step pounding the ground as it let out a continuous, pressure-filled roar. The terrifying sound wave echoed through the area, shattering the windows of the surrounding buildings. Zhou Mingyang clutches his head, his face contorted in pain. Jingming, in contrast, is perfectly calm. His eyes lock onto the beast as he speaks coldly. "Starting with threats, are we? That might work on others, but not on me." With that, he brandishes his spear and charges forward. The pack leader raises its claws to block, but Jingming easily parries the attack, his agile body vaulting into the air. The ferocious beast looks up, its eyes blazing. Jingming spins in midair, bringing his spear straight down on its head. As he lands, the spearhead lodges deep in its target. The system immediately announces, "Defeated 1 Tier 1 high-rank vicious saber tiger, plus 20 ability points." Zhou Mingyang, who saw the whole thing, breaks out in a cold sweat. "No way," he mutters. "He took them all down in one go again. What kind of monster is he?" Looking at the scattered vicious saber tiger corpses, Jingming breaks into a satisfied smile. This is a real jackpot of ability points. At this rate, I wonder how many ability points I'll have racked up by the time the college entrance exam is over. The more the better. I'd better find the next pack of beasts and fast. Suddenly, Zhou Mingyang runs after him, shouting, "Wait up! How in the world did you take down that whole pack of vicious saber tigers with just a spear? Do you have an enhancement type ability?" Jingming doesn't break his stride, just calls back over his shoulder, "Nope, I'm a lightning type." The answer leaves Zhou Mingyang stunned, and he mutters in frustration. "A lightning type? Give me a break." If he didn't want to tell me his ability type, he didn't have to give such a half-assed answer. What a jerk. He thinks to himself he killed so many beasts just now. Don't tell me his score is about to surpass mine. He quickly pulls up the leaderboard and yells in shock, "He's already surpassed me." Su Jingming, with 1,122 points, has claimed the #1 spot. Back in the observation room, the teachers stare, wide-eyed and slack-jawed. Zhang Wenshan claps, his eyes shining. High-level spearmanship. Truly impressive. He turns to the principal, his voice filled with excitement. Su Jingming isn't even 18, and he's already achieved high-level mastery of his weapon. It's certain now. He's a true, bona fide genius. With Su Jingming on our side, Jiangxing City is guaranteed a spot in the provincial top 100. Once the college entrance exam is over, I'll propose to the city that they grant a special award to your number 2 high school. Hearing this, the principal beams, so moved his eyes well up. Thank you so much, Director Zhang. Su Jingming is truly a wonderful surprise, he thinks. Our number 2 high school is finally going to have its day in the sun. 3 hours later, in the core zone, Zhu Mingyang looks around, puzzled. What's going on? Where have all the beasts in the core zone gone? Just as he says that, a few other examinees walk up. One of them says sarcastically, "You should probably ask our friend in first place about that." Zhu Mingyang turns in surprise. "Oh, it's you guys. Why are you all sticking together?" Yu Hong, ranked 3rd, sighs helplessly. Tang Chi, ranked 9th, frowns and replies, "This is his fault, too." Meng Yi, ranked 4th, can't help but yell. Su Jingming has already cleared out all the beasts in the core zone. We couldn't find a single one, so we just decided to stick together for moral support. Zhu Mingyang's jaw drops. "That's impossible, right?" he mutters. "There are supposed to be tons of beasts in the core zone." Tang Chi steps closer, pulling up his screen. "I can tell you haven't checked the rankings in a while," he says, sounding defeated. "Here, just take a look at Su Jingming's score." Seeing the staggering score of over 3,400 points, Zhu Mingyang cries out in disbelief. "Over 3,400 points?" Tang Chi sighs. "Now you get it, don't you? Subtract the 700 or so points he earned in the central zone, and that's still over 2,500 points. In other words, he killed over 200 beasts in the core zone all by himself." It dawns on Zhu Mingyang. No wonder Su Jingming was so worried about people stealing his kills earlier, he thinks. Turns out he was planning this from the very beginning. Tang Chi turns and suggests, "There are only a few hours left in the combat exam. We're planning to team up and try our luck in the deepest part of the core zone." Zhu Mingyang hesitates. The beasts in there are Tier 1 high rank at minimum. There's probably even a Tier 2 Beast King. Going in alone would be suicide. Meng Yi, however, shows no fear. He cracks his knuckles, his voice full of excitement. "That's exactly why we need to team up. So are you in?" Zhu Mingyang nods immediately. "Count me in." That evening, Su Jingming sits atop a pile of beast corpses, eating the last of his rations as he takes stock. "I'm out of supplies. The combat exam is in its final phase. If I want to earn more ability points, I have to push deeper. But the innermost zone has Tier 2 beasts. I need a power boost." He opens his system panel. Looking at his remaining 2,413 ability points, he wonders, what should I upgrade with these? Maybe I'll put them into this. The moment he makes a selection, the spear in his hand crackles with brilliant electricity. Jingming breaks into a confident smile. "Now, I think I'm ready to take on the final challenge of this exam." The final sprint is on. I wonder what kind of Tier 2 beast they prepared for this exam. When the others finally reach the innermost core zone, they all cry out in terror. It's a bloodthirsty tyrant bear. Staring at the beast's colossal form, the group clutches their heads in despair. We're in deep trouble now. It's a rare class beast. Its hide is as tough as an E-grade alloy euro. Even a rocket couldn't pierce it. A single swipe of its paw could crush all of us. Tang Chi wipes the sweat from his brow, his voice trembling. "I think we should call this off. We don't even need the tyrant bear to lift a claw. I'm afraid these high-ranked Tier 1 beasts surrounding it will tear us to shreds the second we step foot in there. I'm out. It doesn't matter how many points you score if you're dead." Zhu Mingyang clenches his fists, muttering furiously, "What kind of sick bastard designed an exam like this?" Suddenly, Meng Yi points downward and yells, "Hey, look! Someone's here! It's Su Jingming!" Tang Chi whips his head around to see Jingming moving like the wind, deftly navigating the ruined buildings as he heads straight toward their position. Meng Yi's eyes light up, his voice filled with admiration. "So that's Su Jingming. He's so handsome." Zhu Mingyang turns away with a sulky expression and scoffs. What's the use of being handsome? Charging into a horde of beasts like that. He's got a death wish. The words are barely out of his mouth when Meng Yi yells again, this time to panic. Oh no, he's aggroed the whole pack. The beasts surge forward in unison, a ferocious, unstoppable tide. But Jingming doesn't flinch. His spear becomes a blur, felling beast after beast with deadly precision. More and more beasts swarm in, quickly closing in on him until there's no way out. One of them raises its massive paw and slams it down, appearing to crush Jingming at the heart of the swarm. Watching from above, they sigh in dismay. Is Su Jingming really going to die just like that? He was too reckless. If he dies, he has no one to blame but himself. Suddenly, Tang Chi starts to charge down, shouting, "No, I have to go help him." The others quickly hold him back, pleading urgently. Have you lost your mind? Going down, there is suicide. Yeah, did you forget what you just said a minute ago? Tang Chi struggles against their grip, screaming, "You don't get it. Su Jingming is my cousin. I can't just stand here and watch him die." Suddenly, from the center of the swarm, an explosion of lightning erupts. A terrifying aura radiates outward, stunning the onlookers above. Zhu Mingyang shields his eyes, his face twisting into an ugly expression. This lightning, he mutters. Could this be the lightning-type ability he mentioned? Down below, Jingming stands tall amidst the carnage, like a god of thunder descended upon the mortal realm. The beasts that have been swarming him have all been annihilated. Feeling the electrical power surging through him, he thinks with a sigh, trying to take on this mini high-ranked Tier 1 beast with just my physical strength was pushing it. I had no choice but to use my ability. As expected of a high-grade ability, it's unbelievably powerful, absolutely overwhelming. The lightning around him dissipated as the bloodthirsty rampage bear slowly advanced. Its roar was a signal, summoning the other fierce beasts in the area. Jingming didn't rush to attack. He watched silently, analyzing. The bloodthirsty rampage bear's body is massive, but clumsy. With the boost from Nine Thunder's divine annihilation, I should be strong enough to handle it. But these minions, they're going to be a problem. In that case, I'll clear them out first. As soon as the thought crossed his mind, he shot forward like a bolt of lightning. With a single spear strike, he finished off a tiger-like beast. The system immediately announced, defeated a Phantom Cat, a high-ranked Tier 1 fierce beast. Plus 13 ability points. Jingming nodded slightly, satisfied. So this is the power of an S-rank ability after it's been enhanced. Too bad. Channeling piercing thunder through my body is too dangerous. I can't maintain it for long. But to deal with these beasts, this is more than enough. Another wave of attacks passed. The announcement sounded again. Defeated a one-horned rhinoceros, a high-ranked Tier 1 fierce beast. Plus 15 ability points. The bloodthirsty rampage bear couldn't hold back any longer. It slammed its claws down, cracking the very earth. But Jingming had already retreated, his movements as fluid as a phantom's. The giant beast roared and immediately gave chase. Jingming leaped up, using its back as a springboard to lunge toward the beasts behind it. A series of notifications followed. Defeated a one-horned rhinoceros, a high-ranked Tier 1 fierce beast. Plus 15 ability points. The bloodthirsty rampage bear's eyes glinted with a cold light as it let out a ferocious roar. Jingming remained unfazed, taunting it. What's wrong? Getting angry watching your little lackeys get picked off one by one? Don't worry. Once I'm done with the last one, you're next. Seeing him charge toward the last one-horned rhinoceros, the bloodthirsty rampage bear rushed to block his path. Jingming was slightly taken aback. Not bad. It actually predicted my move. The beast clapped its massive paws together, releasing a terrifying shockwave of force. When it opened its paws, the crushed body of the last one-horned rhinoceros was inside. Jingming had already vaulted into the air, dodging the attack with ease. He landed, aimed his spear, and yelled, "Finally! No more distractions from a small fry. Now let's see if that armor-like fur of yours can actually block my 10,000 army thunder." The spear slammed down on the bear's head. Lightning exploded, and the force of the blast sent a camera drone tumbling toward the observation deck. The spectacular sight left everyone speechless. Zhang Wenshan frowned, questioning Principal Zhao. "You call this an E-rank ability? You've got to be kidding me." The others broke into a buzz of discussion. Just with that burst of power, he wiped out a group of high-ranked Tier 1 beasts. He even looks like he can go toe-to-toe with a Tier 2 boss. Even an A-rank ability user would struggle to do that, right? A flustered Principal Zhao stammered out a guess. Maybe it's a mutated ability? Zhang Wenshan scoffed. Doesn't matter. Either way, after today, the entire city is going to be shaken by Su Jingming. Back in the testing grounds, Jingming's spear was blocked. The bloodthirsty rampage bear let out an enraged roar. Jingming leaned back, dodging the blow, a flicker of disbelief in his mind. It's just a surface wound? As expected of a rare Tier 2 beast. Its fur is as tough as steel and doesn't even conduct electricity. At my current level, trying to jump 2 tiers and one-shot this thing? Yeah, that was a bit of stretch. Suddenly, a furious aura erupted from the bloodthirsty rampage bear. It had entered a berserk state. While Jingming was still reeling from the surprise, the beast charged like a hurricane, tearing up the ground. He scrambled to fall back. It already activated its berserk skill? Looks like this thing really hates me. The bear paused for a beat. As soon as it spotted Jingming, its eyes blazed red, and it roared in fury, charging again and again, wildly destroying everything in its path. Jingming, as agile as a cat toying with a mouse, let out a soft chuckle. Well, this is a surprise. When a beast goes berserk, its physical strength really does skyrocket. But in exchange, what little intelligence it had is completely wiped out. It's become nothing but a killing machine running on instinct. First, I'll avoid a direct confrontation. The best approach is to use my agility, circle around it, and wait for a chance to immobilize it. With that, Jingming zipped behind the beast. Lightning gathered at the tip of his spear, and he delivered a blow that sent the bear tumbling, its legs flailing in the air. Seizing the opportunity, he formed a hand seal and yelled, "9 purple divine thunder! Detonate!" Bolts of lightning rained down relentlessly, causing the beast to howl in agony. After a full 30 seconds of torment, the lightning finally ceased. Looking at the motionless beast before him, Jingming smiled, satisfied. Half a minute of divine thunder. No matter how tough your defense is, there's no way you could withstand that, right? But before he could finish, the bear's eyes flashed red as it lunged up, claws outstretched. Fortunately, before it could reach him, it was overcome by paralysis and collapsed. Jingming instantly closed the distance, his eyes like ice. It's time. Swift windrend. One final lunge. The spear pierced the air. In the next instant, a storm of lightning swept through, creating an earth-shattering explosion. When the dust settled, the bloodthirsty rampage bear was slumped over, motionless. A system notification rang out. Defeated a low-rank Tier 2 bloodthirsty rampage bear. Plus 24 ability points. Jingming crouched down, breathing a sigh of relief. Finally, it's over. I had to specially upgrade Swift Windrend from Basic to Advanced just to deal with this guy. This kind of power, it really doesn't disappoint. It only lasted 2 minutes, but that was the most intense fight I've ever had. He pondered. I wonder how many points I'll rack up if I clear out all the beasts in the central zone. Time slowly ticked by. In the observation room, the leaderboard was on display. Rank 1, Su Jingming. 1835 points. Jiangxing City No. 2 High School. The crowd couldn't contain themselves, leaping to their feet and cheering. Over 10,000 points. That's unbelievable. 10,000 points not only shatters the Jiangxing City record, but it also surpasses the record for the entire Jiangnan province. He's a genius among geniuses. Last year's provincial champion only scored a little over 8,000. Su Jingming is definitely going to be this year's champion. Back in the exam area, Jingming checked the device on his wrist, muttering to himself, "Not much time left. I've already wiped out all the beasts in the core and central zones. Next up, head back to the middle zone. Kill as many as I can. Every little bit counts." His mind made up, he took off like the wind. Tang Chi's group, who was trailing behind, exclaimed in shock. Jingming actually took down the Tier 2 Beast King. I can't believe it. Why is he coming back this way? He's already at the top of the leaderboard. Why isn't he finishing early? What more does he want to do? Watching his trajectory, someone suddenly realized. Wait a minute. Don't tell me he's on such a killing spree that he plans to wipe out the entire field. The thought sent a shiver down their spines. Zhu Mingyang broke away from the group, his voice urgent. He's hunting them to extinction. At Su Jingming's speed, I'm afraid he can actually do it. If we don't leave now, we probably won't get a single point in this last hour. Our team is done here. Everyone, I'm out of here. The others, jolted to their senses, quickly scattered. Meng yelled in a panic, "Hurry! Hey, save some points for me." An hour later, the official announcement echoed through the grounds. The 2037 Jiangchang City Martial Arts College entrance exam has now concluded. Any fierce beasts killed from this point forward will no longer be scored. All examinees, Please return promptly. Attention, all examinees. Tang Chi wiped the sweat from his brow and let out a sigh. It's over. Those who hadn't reached their goal slumped in defeat. Why is it over already? I just needed one more beast. Just one more to meet the requirement. Another person cheered. That was close. I passed. I actually passed. Jingming stopped in his tracks, a faint smile on his lips. It's over already? Damn, I was just getting warmed up. As the candidates filed out of the exam hall, their faces were a mix of emotions. The moment Xiaoya saw Tang Chi, she rushed over, beaming. Chi, is that Su Jingming really your cousin? Tang Chi held her head in exasperation. Oh, for crying out loud. You've already asked me 3 times. It's him. It's really him. Xiaoya changed her tune, looking sheepish. So, my dear, can you please give me your cousin's contact info? I'm begging you. Tang Chi turned away, annoyed. Weren't you the one who said you weren't interested yesterday? Now I'll have to think about it. Xiaoya pleaded frantically. Today is different from before. Today, he's the number 1 ranked in the combat exam. Please, please, please. Just then, the crowd started shoving and shouting. Where? Where is he? Look quick. It's Su Jingming. He's coming out of the exam hall. Hey, buddy, don't push. Let me see first. Jingming walked out with an air of calm confidence. As soon as they saw him, the crowd erupted with congratulations. Su Jingming, congratulations. Look over here. Jingming, can you spare me 100 points? Jingming waved back with a friendly, radiant smile. Watching the scene, a bald man clapped Zhou Mingyang on the shoulder with a wry smile. That should have been you standing there. Zhou Mingyang sighed helplessly. What can I say? A monster showed up out of nowhere. Considering my strength, I'm satisfied with the score I got. Seeing Jingming approach, Principal Zhao quickly made an introduction, his voice full of excitement. Student Su Jingming, congratulations. Let me introduce you. This is Director Zhao from the Bureau of Education. You won't have to take the bus back. The director said he wants to give you a ride personally. Under the pale afternoon sun, Jingming stepped forward with a bright smile, his voice ringing with confidence. Hello, Director. He then glanced at the reporters lurking in the background and muttered to himself nonchalantly. That works for me. He knew that if he'd taken the bus back, those reporters would have swarmed him. He'd never get a moment's peace from their endless questions. Before long, the car pulled away quietly, merging into the bustling city traffic. Sitting beside him, Zhang Wenshan leaned over slightly, his eyes curious. Student Jingming, have you thought about which ability university you'd like to attend? Jingming replied sincerely. Lately, all I've been thinking about is improving my strength. I honestly haven't considered which ability university to go to. Hearing this, Zhang Wenshan spoke. His voice was deep and enthusiastic. With your results, you could get into any university in the country, no problem. But among the hundreds of colleges and universities, more than half of all high-level ability users graduate from one of the big 3. He paused for a moment, then continued with excitement. I'd like to introduce you to these 3. Qingjing Ability University is located in the heart of Xia and is affiliated with the government. Graduates can go directly into the system. The current Level 9 Nation Protector graduated from there. Motto Ability University, located in the prosperous port city, offers excellent resources. It's full of elite societies and is better suited for individuals aiming for the top. Jincheng Ability University, with its 200-year history, possesses countless ancient legacies. They have powerful faculties. All 3 of these schools possess top-tier ability cultivation methods that are never shared with the outside world. They are sacred grounds in the hearts of countless students. Jingming listened, a curious glint in his eye, and then asked, I know that the awakened need to practice cultivation methods to evolve into ability users. But what exactly is a top-tier ability cultivation method? Zhang Wenshan explained enthusiastically. Let me put it this way for you. Ability cultivation methods are also divided into different tiers. Using a basic level cultivation method, it takes most awakened 3 to 4 years to advance and become an ability user. But with the top-tier method, an awakened can make that same evolution in just half a year. Don't worry. With your scores, you'll definitely qualify for special admission. He smiled, his eyes twinkling with confidence. When the time comes, even the top 3 universities will offer you preferential terms. You can just choose whichever one you want. Jingming nodded, his voice soft but firm. I understand. Thank you, sir. As dusk fell, the car finally came to a stop. The next morning, in the quiet of his bathroom, Jingming checked the information on his system while drying his hair. Su Jingming. Awakened. Minor divine lightning. Vitality, 183. High-grade method. Swift wind break meditation. Ability points, 2,534. He smiled in satisfaction and murmured, 2,534 ability points. That should be enough to last me until I start university. A thought crossed his mind. I wonder if the ability universities have beast hunting competitions. If not, I'll just have to arrange my own trips to the wilderness. Suddenly, the clear voices of two girls sounded from outside the door. Why is this door broken? Then another voice giggled. Perfect. We can sneak in and surprise Su Jingming. Tang Chi and his young aunt walked in, their voices full of excitement. Jingming, who had just stepped out of the bathroom with his hair still wet, was stunned. Auntie, Tang Chi, what are you two doing here? Tang Chi blushed and yelled, Su Jingming, what are you doing? Realizing the situation, he quickly turned and ran, muttering, how is this my fault? A little while later, he sat at the table with them, his thoughts drifting to his recently deceased parents. His young aunt had been by his side day and night, caring for him meticulously, bringing warmth to the cold house, and taking on a role of his guardian. Sometimes, she would even cook him fragrant meals of stir-fried pork with bamboo shoots. Seeing him lost in thought, his aunt comforted him in a soft voice. Xiaoming, I don't know much about this combat exam, but when I first heard you were signing up, I was worried for a long time. Now that I see you're okay, I can finally relax. Your score doesn't matter. It's fine even if you didn't pass. Jingming frowned slightly and turned to Tang Chi. Huh? Didn't you tell her, Tang Chi? Tang Chi winked, smiling mischievously. I thought it would be better if you told my mom yourself. He scratched his head sheepishly. Auntie, I didn't do too bad this time. I scored 10,000 points. Hearing this, his aunt choked on her water, her eyes wide. How many? You're not pulling my leg, are you? Tang Chi quickly patted her on the back, confirming. It's true. Cousin Jingming scored 10,124 points. After a lively conversation, his aunt emotionally pulled him into a hug, tears streaming down her face. Our Su family finally has a worthy successor. Your parents in heaven would be so proud of you. Meanwhile, in an emergency meeting room, a young woman was replaying footage of Jingming's fight, her voice sharp. Su Jingming, 18 years old, awakened a level 2 weak electrical ability, a natural type. Awakened rank. The others, holding his file, broke into a buzz of discussion. If his results are real, we have to get this student, no matter what, one person said. But based on the talent and rank he has on paper, there's no way he could have achieved this score, another countered. Look at his combat performance. There's absolutely no way he awakened an E rank ability. That kind of power is at least A rank, maybe even S rank. A doubtful voice piped up. Jiangcheng is a small, backwater place. How could it produce a top scorer? Maybe he used some illegal methods during the exam. Another person nodded. That's right. Using performance-enhancing drugs isn't out of the question. Hearing the heated debate, the young woman from before couldn't take it anymore and slammed her hand on the table. All right, enough arguing. For now, we'll classify Su Jingming as an S-rank special admission candidate. As for whether his score is legitimate, I'll go to Jiangcheng myself to investigate. Just then, Jingming's phone lit up with a notification from the Jiangnan Provincial Bureau of Education. Su Jingming, candidate from Jiangcheng. The combat exam rankings for Jiangnan Province have been announced. Your rank, first in Jiangnan Province. Total score, 11,124 points. June 25th, 1530. Looking at the text, he broke into a radiant smile. Number 1, the top scorer of Jiangnan Province. I did it. Soon, news of him being the top scorer spread throughout the city. Newspapers all ran the same headline. The top scorer of Jiangnan Province hails from Jiangcheng. Who in the world is Su Jingming? E-rank ability user becomes top scorer. Talent or hard work? The internet erupted with discussion as the eyes of netizens turned towards Jingming. Aren't the provincial champions usually high-level espers? An awakened actually managed to take the top spot? I call bullshit. An E-rank esper winning the provincial championship? If this is real, I'll eat my own keyboard. Another user shot back. To the guy above me, you better be ready to eat. Another netizen chimed in excitedly. I'm looking for the video of his exam right now. The news quickly caught the attention of the media. A press conference was hastily organized, where reporters relentlessly hammered Principal Zhao with skeptical questions. At the 2025 Martial Arts Exam Award ceremony for outstanding students at Jiangxing No. 2 High School, Principal Zhao maintained a calm smile in the face of the barrage of questions. A reporter pressed, "There are widespread rumors of foul play, casting doubt on the validity of these results." Principal Zhao, "We demand an explanation." Unfazed, he replied, "The school's official website has already posted the full video of Su Jingming's exam. Anyone can watch it and verify the fairness and transparency of the exam for themselves. The results are indisputable." Just then, the reporters' phones all lit up with a notification, leaving the crowd stunned. One of them gasped. A single spear thrust pierced the side of a level 1 one-horned rhino. That kind of power, it's even greater than a level 1 esper, isn't it? Another analyzed. It looks like an enhancement type ability, but how could it also be lightning-based? And they're calling that an E-rank ability? From someone who's supposedly just an awakened? Principal Zhao smiled, his voice calm. The exam video is all the proof we need. Student Su's achievements are entirely legitimate. He is the first student from Jiangxing to ever win the provincial championship. This accomplishment is worthy of high praise. Congratulations to student Su Jingming for winning first place in the provincial martial arts exam. He continued, "The City Education Bureau is presenting a special cash prize and an Esper training manual to student Su. The city government is also awarding him a luxury villa and an additional cash prize." The reporters instantly swarmed forward, cameras flashing. "Quick, get the shot." This is front-page news. The bustling scene caught the eye of a woman standing not far away. She muttered doubtfully, "Just because Jiangxing released the video doesn't mean he wasn't using performance-enhancing drugs. The most important thing is still to verify Su Jingming's actual Esper rank." On the stage, Principal Zhao chuckled to himself. "Where's our star of the show? He's late." Chun Fan, standing beside him, replied with a bright smile, "I just called him. He said he's training at the dojo and will be here soon." Hearing this, Zhao's smile became a bit strained, a flicker of concern in his eyes. The exam just ended, and he's still training? This new champion is certainly one of a kind. After handling things outside, he entered a room with a tea tray, his hands trembling slightly and a cold sweat on his brow. "Esteemed teachers, please have some tea." As he set down the tray, he could feel an immense, unseen pressure radiating from the three people in front of him. As expected of high-level espers, their presence alone is enough to make a person tremble. They're not going to start a fight in here, are they? Zhang Chaoyue, the head of admissions for Motto Esper University, spoke first, her voice dripping with meaning. "You too. It seems it's been a while since we've all sat together like this. So, which prodigy has caught your eyes this time?" Su Yun, head of admissions for Qingjing Esper University, smiled. "Ms. Zhang, no need to play dumb. As long as Su Jingming's results are legitimate, Qingjing University is taking him. End of story." Wu Xian, the head of admissions for Jincheng Esper University, crossed his arms and smirked tauntingly at Su Yun. "And what makes you so sure you'll be the one to get him?" "I'd say Jincheng University is where he'll end up." The air between the two instantly grew taut, thick with hostility. Zhang Chaoyue sighed and muttered, "Just as I thought. Special recruitment for the provincial champion always brings out the knives." Just then, Su Jingming pushed the door open and walked in. His voice rang out clearly, "Hello, teachers." The three people in the room immediately turned their gazes toward him. Zhang Chaoyue observed him, a flicker of interest in her eyes. Not bad. He's brimming with vitality. He and his spear move as one. He hasn't slacked off at all since the exam, and he can even maintain his composure under the pressure of high-level espers. Principal Zhao quickly made the introductions. "This is Ms. Zhang, head of admissions for Motto Esper University. Ms. Su, head of admissions for Qingjing Esper University. And Mr. Wu, head of admissions for Jincheng Esper University." Zhang Chaoyue stood up and approached with a smile. "Student Su, we've all seen the video of your exam. Your combat prowess is formidable, and your fighting techniques are exceptional. However, I do have one question. Your ability doesn't seem to be the E-rank, weak current you originally registered. Would you mind explaining the situation in a bit more detail?" Jingming thought for a moment, then replied, "Before the exam, while I was in the training hall, I was struck by natural lightning. After that, I discovered my Esper ability had grown much stronger. Wu Xian and Su Yun's expressions changed, and they said in unison, "Sounds like an Esper ability mutation." Zhang Chaoyue immediately took out a device and looked at him. "Student Su, you probably don't know what your ability became after the mutation, do you? As it happens, I brought an ability scanner with me. Go ahead and channel your ability into it." Jingming stepped forward and unleashed a stream of energy into the device. The explosive power made Su Yun's eyes widen in shock. "That surge, it's so violent, even I can feel a chill." A moment later, a cold, mechanical voice sounded out. "Ability scan complete. Ability name, Zxiao Divine Thunder." Rating. Before it could finish, the device cracked and shattered into pieces, stunning everyone in the room. Principal Zhao was floored. What just happened?" Wu Xian shouted excitedly. "This confirms it." Su Yun was just as thrilled. It overloaded a portable scanner. His ability rank is definitely high enough. Faced with this spectacle, Zhang Chaoyue looked at Jingming, a satisfied glint in her eye. "Excellent. My gamble paid off." Wu Xian eagerly made his pitch. "Student Su, Jinsheng Esper University's enrollment package includes 4 million and a full set of C-rank equipment for all 4 years. Plus, you'll have free access to all of our Esper training methods and combat techniques." Not to be outdone, Su Yin smiled. "You think you can win him over with just that?" "Student Su, if you come to Qingjing, your enrollment bonus will be 6 million, plus a full set of equipment for all 4 years. You'll have your pick of any Esper training method or combat technique you want, all completely free of charge. What do you say?" Su Yun's offer left Jingming stunned. "That's incredibly generous." But just then, Zhang Chaoyue chuckled, cutting in. "Motto Esper University doesn't offer cash prizes or equipment. But when it comes to cultivation methods and combat techniques, we have no shortage. In addition, we will provide you with 1 portion of S-rank cultivation resources every single year." Her words made Wu Xian and Su Yun's faces go pale. They muttered in unison, "S-rank cultivation resources?" Su Jingming looked at Zhang Chaoyue bewildered and asked, "What is that?" She smiled and explained calmly. "Have you ever heard of the dragonoid beasts? They're a species of beast that resemble dragons. Born with superior power, they're often called the dragonoid race. At birth, they're already level 4, some even level 5, far surpassing other beasts. S-rank resources are extracted from the blood of a level 8 dragonoid beast. After absorbing this dragon blood, your physical power will skyrocket, and your body will become as resilient as a dragonoid beast's. Every single portion of our S-rank resource contains dragon blood of that caliber." After hearing the explanation, Su Yun sighed softly, murmuring in awe, "Damn, you're making me want to enroll. Yamato folks are filthy rich." Wu Xian stood beside her, his face a mask of pure shock. S-rank resources are usually reserved only for the top graduating students, and she's just offering it to a freshman? That's an impossible offer to compete with. Just then, Principal Zhao suddenly spoke up, cutting through their heated debate. "All right, it's time for you to make a decision. Of our 3 top universities, which will you choose?" Su Jingming smiled confidently, his voice firm. "I choose Motto Esper University." Motto Esper University didn't just make the most attractive offer. Based on my research, they're also renowned for having the best practical combat training program. In the inter-university league tournaments, more than half of the champions have come from Motto. Upon hearing his decision, Su Yun and Wu Xian couldn't hide their expressions of disappointment. Su Jingming bowed respectfully to the two of them. "Thank you, professors, for this great honor." Zhang Chaoyue smiled in satisfaction. She immediately took out the Motto admission letter and handed it to him. "Student Su Jingming, we look forward to seeing you. Our school's orientation for new students is on the 1st of next month, but as a specially recruited student, you can arrive early. Your dormitory has already been prepared for you." Su Jingming took the admission letter and smiled back. "Will I be able to access the library's superpower training methods and combat techniques ahead of time?" Zhang Chaoyue nodded, handing him her business card. "Not a problem. Our university library can provide you with a private study room to avoid any disturbances. This is my contact information. Just get in touch with me when you get to Motto." Su Jingming held the admission letter, his eyes sparkling with anticipation as he murmured, "Motto University of Superpowers. I can't wait to get there." The next morning, at the train station, Su Jingming was preparing to board the GE91 train to Motto. His mother stood beside him, unable to contain her emotions as she quickly wiped away a tear. My boy is finally all grown up. Tang Daolin, his uncle, gently comforted her, then turned to say, Little Ming, this trip is his chance to soar. That's right, Chi-Chi, it's almost time for you to choose your university preferences. Since your cousin Jingming is going to Mado University of Superpowers, you should try to get into a university in Mado as well. Su Jingming's mother looked over at Tang Chi and advised with a smile, Your father is right. That way, you two can look after each other. Hearing this, Tang Chi blushed slightly. Mom, Dad, I know. Aboard the train, Su Jingming thoughtfully flipped through a book. 6 more hours to go. I might as well review this superpower training method. Among the college entrance exam rewards, this deep-sea forging method is the most valuable one. Just like superpowers, training methods are divided into 4 tiers: beginner, intermediate, advanced, and peak. The higher the tier, the faster the cultivation speed. The book in my hands is an intermediate tier method. With my current spiritual power of 180, I can memorize the entire thing in just half a day. According to the book, a special type of energy exists in the world. If I follow the instructions, I should be able to sense this energy on the very first day. The system panel is also showing an upgrade notification, but I'm not in a hurry. The book clearly states that when transitioning from an awakened to a super, using a higher tier training method will yield far greater benefits after the breakthrough. Once I get to the university, I'll have access to peak tier methods. I don't want to waste this opportunity on an intermediate tier 1. Finally, the train arrived in Mado. As soon as he stepped out, Su Jingming gasped in astonishment at the university gate, which stretched over 100 meters wide. If the gate alone is this massive, I can't even imagine how grand the inside must be. Zhang Chaoyue, sitting in a car, smiled in greeting. Student Su Jingming, welcome to Mado. He turned and replied politely, Hello, Professor Zhang. She gestured with a gentle voice. Get in. I'll take you to complete your registration. So what do you think? Mado University of Superpowers is pretty impressive, isn't it? The campus covers 26 square kilometers, which averages out to 2,600 square meters per person. Students who come for a tour could walk all day and still not see everything. Su Jingming gazed at the scenery around him and chuckled softly. Seeing it for myself is truly something else. When they arrived at the dormitory, Zhang Chaoyue handed him a student ID card. Take this. It's your student ID. It's also the key to your dorm. He took it, stunned by the sight before him. The dormitory here was far beyond anything he had imagined. In his past life, even as a doctoral student studying abroad, he had never seen a luxury villa used as a dormitory. I've seen 4-person rooms, singles, even suites with a living room and 3 bedrooms for grad students. But a villa like this? Never. Zhang Chaoyue smiled and explained, Our university provides a villa for every student. The level of luxury depends on your scores. As the provincial champion, you get one of the best villas with over 800 square meters of space. But you don't have to worry about being lonely. The villa is for 2 people, with each of you getting your own floor. Su Jingming pulled his suitcase inside, his expression calm. A 2-person dorm isn't bad. Better than living alone. Before I transmigrated, I was an orphan. I still prefer the lively feeling of a 4-person dorm. In the dim light of the living room, Zhang Chaoyue sat in contemplation, her gaze sharp. Her voice, filled with authority, rang out. All your registration procedures are complete. Next, I will tell you about the special things you need to pay attention to at our school. Su Jingming nodded slightly, his face serene. I'm listening, he replied, his voice calm. She gave a faint smile, her expression turning serious as she began to explain slowly. There are 2 main points, the academic credit system and the personal mentor system. First, let's talk about the credit system. At Mado University of Superpowers, academic credits are everything. She paused for a moment, her eyes sweeping across the room. Whether it's for meals, shopping, equipment, or even rare heavenly treasures, you need to use academic credits for all of it. 1 academic credit is worth about 10,000 Great Xia dollars. There are many ways to earn credits. The most common is through the school's annual evaluation. She raised a hand, gesturing. For example, if you receive an S-rank evaluation after enrolling, you'll be awarded 100 academic credits for this year. Just then, an electronic voice spoke up. Eva, come online. Su Jingming looked up toward the source of the sound. Student Su Jingming. Current academic credits, 100, the voice continued. That's Eva, the artificial intelligence equipped in every dormitory. Eva's main body is the school's advanced AI. The one in the dorm is just a subunit. But even as a subunit, it's still a Tier 4 artificial intelligence, more than capable of handling all your daily needs. Su Jingming observed Eva, a sense of shock growing within him. Just a subunit is already a Tier 4 AI? The AI technology on this blue star is far beyond anything I knew in my previous life. He frowned slightly, lost in thought. Zhang Chaoyue continued, her tone growing more serious. The second point to note is the personal mentor system. Every student can choose a professor they admire and ask to become their disciple, making them their personal mentor. But, of course, this requires the professor's consent. Su Jingming looked up, a flicker of surprise in his eyes. A personal mentor? Can a new student like me really be guided one-on-one? He asked, his voice full of doubt. She crossed her arms and smiled faintly. That's right. The mentors at our university are all peak-level supers. Nearly every one of them possesses their own unique combat techniques and secret superpower training methods that they don't pass on to outsiders. Only by successfully becoming their disciple will you have the chance to learn those secrets. She gestured forward. Motto University of Superpowers has a total of 4 lightning system mentors. Among them, I recommend you prioritize Dean Yang Jintian of the Armament Institute. Instantly, Eva projected a virtual screen in front of Su Jingming. Detailed information appeared. Yang Jintian, 52 years old, Dean of the Armament Institute. A high-rank level 7 super, possessing the A-rank lightning system superpower, True Wind Thunder. He is proficient in fist arts, greatsword, long spear, short sword, and many other weapons, but his greatest specialty is the spear. Known by the moniker Thunder Spear, he once single-handedly fought an 8th-rank Earth Demon Python in the wilderness for 3 days and 3 nights, ultimately slaying it. Zhang Chaoyue went on. Information on the other 3 mentors will also be listed. 2 are from the Elemental Institute, and 1 is from the Armament Institute, but specializes in swordsmanship. The final choice is up to you. Su Jingming smiled brightly, his eyes gleaming with excitement. My strongest element is also the lightning system, and my specialty is the spear. Dean Yang is truly the most ideal choice for a mentor. The next morning, Su Jingming stood before an ancient-style villa, marveling inwardly. As expected of a mentor's residence, this place has such a dignified air, far beyond the student dorms. Just then, a deep voice rang out from behind him. You're here to become a disciple? Hold on, you're still just at the awakened stage, and you were special admission. Su Jingming turned around. Without wasting words, he simply nodded in confirmation. The other student continued, his tone laced with surprise. A few years ago, the special admissions were usually Tier 1 high ranks, or at least mid ranks. I can't believe they specially recruited someone at the awakened stage this year. I'm Tamming Yang, a 3rd year at the Weapons Academy. He paused for a moment, correcting himself. Wait, no, I guess I'm a 4th year now. Su Jingming smiled and replied, Su Jingming, a freshman. I just enrolled. Tamming Yang raised an eyebrow, looking at him with amusement. A freshman who already knows about seeking a master? You sure move fast. Usually, freshmen wait until after the newcomer tournament to start looking for a teacher to take them in. Su Jingming asked, surprised. Newcomer tournament? Tamming Yang let out a soft laugh and explained, it's a tradition here at Motto, Superhuman University. About 3 or 4 days after enrollment, the school holds this tournament. All the students and teachers come to watch. Freshmen who perform exceptionally well will have the different academies fighting over them. Some might even be accepted as direct disciples by the instructors. He looked at Su Jingming, his voice tinged with a hint of teasing. Even if you were a special admission, try to become a master's disciple the moment you enroll. The odds are like winning the lottery. You're probably just wasting your time. Su Jingming gave a slight smile and answered calmly. Thank you for the explanation, Senior. Are you also here to ask Master Yang to take you as a disciple, Senior Tan? Tamming Yang nodded, his voice full of regret. Yeah, I've come here a few times over the past 6 months, but I've been turned away at the door every single time. I was about ready to give up, but I just couldn't accept it. Just then, the wooden door behind them swung open. A middle-aged man stepped out, a gentle smile on his face. Welcome, you two. Master Yang is waiting inside. Please follow me. Hearing this, Tan Mingyang's eyes lit up, his face a mask of disbelief. On all his previous visits, he had only ever received a cold shoulder from the steward. But today, Master Yang was actually waiting? Could it be that this time he actually had a chance? Su Jingming smiled faintly and followed the man inside alongside Tan Mingyang. The moment he stepped into the main hall, Su Jingming couldn't help but be awestruck by the majestic aura radiating from Yang Jintian. This presence, it's overwhelmingly powerful, he thought in admiration. The man before him was Yang Jintian, a Tier 7 high-rank superhuman, wielder of the Thunder Spear and the renowned Dean of the Weapons Academy. The Dianeiro's eyes fell on Su Jingming, a kind smile gracing his lips as he asked, "You must be Su Jingming, correct? Director Zhang Qianhua has already told me about you. Follow me. I'll take you to the training room." Stepping into the training room, Yang Jintian's voice grew serious, his gaze as sharp as if it could see right through him. "I've carefully reviewed the video of your university combat exam. Your practical combat skills are truly outstanding, and your methods have already reached an advanced level. But first, I want to witness your S-rank ability, the Violet Divine Lightning, with my own eyes." Su Jingming nodded curtly. Understood. Following Yang Jintian's words, he focused his mind, and spiritual energy erupted from his hands. In a flash, he unleashed an immense surge of power, crackling lightning coiling around his body. Seeing this spectacle, Yang Jintian burst into laughter, a look of excitement flashing in his eyes. "So this is the S-rank Violet Divine Lightning. Even though I also possess a lightning-type ability, the A-rank Wind Harmony True Lightning, the gap between A-rank and S-rank is an insurmountable chasm. This kid, if he trains diligently, his future accomplishments might be no less than my own." Yang Jintian looked at Su Jingming, his voice deep and meaningful. "With the potential of your ability, becoming my disciple is naturally not a problem. However, I've lived a long life. I have many friends and just as many enemies. If you take me as your master, you will inevitably be drawn into my affairs. You may even have to face enemies who target you because of me. Are you willing to accept that?" Without a moment's hesitation, Su Jingming immediately knelt down and replied with deep respect, "Disciple is willing." The people I admire most are the high-level superhumans who have weathered countless storms and grown strong through blood and battle. The more enemies you have, master, the more it proves how powerful you are. Hearing this, Yang Jintian let out a hearty, booming laugh. "From this day forward, you are my 32nd disciple, and my very first with an S-rank ability. Rise." He handed Su Jingming a book, his eyes filled with anticipation. "This is a restricted ability cultivation method and a body tempering technique I created myself, the indestructible Thunder God." Su Jingming accepted it, his eyes shining as a wave of reverence washed over him. A body tempering technique that strengthens one's vital energy. This is countless times more precious than the flash lightning gale break. Yang Jintian explained gently, his voice steady and proud. "This ability cultivation method is one of the top 3 exclusive methods in the entire academy. But the core of it is the combat technique, the indestructible Thunder God. It is the culmination of my life's work, recognized by both the Thunder and Tyrant Bear Martial Halls as an S-rank technique." Su Jingming's heart pounded with shock as he listened. An S-rank technique. That's on par with an S-rank ability. The difficulty of cultivating it is higher, but its power is also far superior. Most Tier 7 Grandmasters can only create A-rank techniques. But Master Yang not only created an S-rank technique, it's also related to the mysteries of the human body the most complex type of all, a body tempering technique. His martial arts talent is truly astonishing. Yang Jintian looked at him, his eyes glinting with hope. The indestructible Thunder God is only suitable for lightning-type ability users. The manual has 13 levels. Each level brings a monumental leap in vital energy. But to cultivate it, you must first become a true superhuman. Use this restricted ability cultivation method to achieve your breakthrough. Then come find me again. When that time comes, I will personally help you reforge your foundation for the indestructible Thunder God." Seeing the expectant look on Yang Jintian's face, Su Jingming was deeply moved and bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Master. Having a master's guidance truly is so much better. If I were on my own, who knows how many wrong turns I would have taken." With the indestructible Thunder God, I've only been able to cultivate it to the 13th level. The final 3 levels, I still haven't been able to touch them. Yang Jintian laughed loudly. If I can't reach the peak of a tier 9, martial sane in my lifetime, then you are my greatest hope of verifying this technique's true potential. Based on my theories, if one cultivates it to the final level, their life force may truly reach a state of eternal indestructibility. As Su Jingming stepped out of the villa, he was surprised to see Tan Mingyang, the senior's face bruised and swollen. Senior Tan, what happened to you? Tan Mingyang winced. Don't ask. Did you see that male student in the main hall earlier? That's Senior Liu, one of Dean Yang's disciples. To even qualify for discipleship, you have to defeat him in a fight. I'm afraid I'll never have a chance in this lifetime. He looked at Su Jingming and asked curiously, so you failed too, right? It's not easy to get into Dean Yang's school, after all. Need me to pass on some of my experience? Su Jingming smiled and gently declined. No need, senior. I've already been accepted. Hearing this, Tan Mingyang's eyes went wide as he gritted his teeth. He actually succeeded? I've never heard of the dean accepting a disciple before the freshman competition. Who the hell is this guy? Could he be the headmaster's son? But he doesn't look anything like him. In the training room on the 2nd floor of the dormitory, Su Jingming focused his mind on his cultivation. As expected of a top-tier super ability training method, the amount of primal energy I can sense is so much richer than with the intermediate method. Once I master this, I won't have to train step by step. I can break through directly. A massive surge of power flooded his body, making him grit his teeth in pain. A cold, mechanical voice rang out. Breakthrough complete. Awaken 1. Low rank tier, 1 super. Looking at the notification on the screen, Su Jingming let out a satisfied sigh of relief. This top-tier training method really lives up to its name. He could feel the power and super ability in his body skyrocket, at least 4 or 5 times stronger. If I ran into that tier 2 bloodthirsty violent bear now, I wouldn't even need my spear. My own lightning would be enough to kill it. It's no wonder all supers crave high-level cultivation methods, he thought. If I had used the deep-sea method to break through, my vitality and spirit would have only increased by 30 or 40 points. But now, a single breakthrough gave me nearly 100. The digital screen displayed his information. Su Jingming. Low rank tier 1. Ability, Purple Firmament Divine Thunder. Strength, 283. Vitality and Spirit, 289. Skills, Advanced Spearmanship, Advanced Swift Windbreaker. Evolution points, 2,234. Looking at the numbers, he smiled, completely satisfied. It only cost 300 evolution points to advance. I'll save the remaining 2,000 to learn the thunderous, indestructible Azura combat technique. This S-rank method consumes a ton of points, but its power should be well worth it. The road ahead is long, he mused. But with Yang Jintian guiding me, my future is bound to be brilliant. The next day, Yang Jintian couldn't hide his shock when he saw Su Jingming. Already? I've been at Mado University for 20 years and have seen countless geniuses. But even the most outstanding among them took quite some time to go from awakening to becoming a full-fledged super. He scratched his head, a proud smile spreading across his face. I have to admit, even I'm a little proud of this promotion speed. The introductory part of the thunderous, indestructible Azura that Master cultivates, building the foundation, is supposed to be incredibly difficult. His words piqued Yang Jintian's interest, his eyes lighting up. Right? The so-called foundation is built by using the blood of a lightning-type beast as a conduit, combining it with your own lightning ability to temper your bones and sinews. He paused, his sharp gaze fixed on Su Jingming. The ultimate achievement of the thunderous, indestructible Azura depends on the quality of the lightning beast essence blood used at the start. Since you've successfully advanced, today I will help you forge the foundation for your thunderous, indestructible Azura. High-level lightning-type beasts are extremely rare. Originally, I planned to use the essence blood of a Tier 7 storm giant bear. I kill myself. But I heard from Zhang Yu that you receive an S-rank resource allocation every year. So, I made a decision on your behalf. I combined both of those resources to request a portion of S-rank essence blood from a Tier 8 thunderous tyrant dragon from the headmaster. As Yang Jintian held up a vial of crimson liquid, Su Jingming shot to his feet, stunned, his voice stammering. Master, you and the headmaster went this far for me? This is an incredible debt of gratitude. In the future, I swear I will repay it twice over. The master let out a hearty laugh, placing a hand on the boy's shoulder, his voice warm and deep. It's good that you have the heart for it. There's no time to waste. Let's begin immediately. Inside the second-floor training room, Yang Jintian calmly poured the vial of crimson liquid over Su Jingming. He furrowed his brow slightly, his voice lowering. Jingming, endure this. The essence blood of a thunderous tyrant dragon is a potent poison to a low-level super. The pain will be unavoidable. Next, I will use my Windfire True Thunder to forge your indestructible Azura foundation. How much you can absorb is all up to you. With that, he gathered his power and unleashed a brilliant bolt of Windfire True Thunder, striking Su Jingming directly. The terrifying power made his muscles seize, veins bulging beneath his skin. He let out a blood-curdling scream. In another room, Senior Lu Ming quietly observed the man before him and asked, Uncle Fu, this is the 5th day, isn't it? 4 junior brothers Su to have just arrived and already lasted this long. Truly, there's always someone better out there. Back then, I only managed to last 2 days before collapsing, and that was just with the essence blood of a low-rank Tier 7 beast. Junior brother Su is truly worthy of the Tier 8 Thunderous Tyrant Dragon's essence blood, combined with his S-rank lightning ability. I'm starting to really look forward to seeing his thunderous, indestructible Azura. Just then, a loud crash echoed from above. Lu Ming immediately shot upstairs, thinking to himself, did junior brother already succeed in forging his foundation? He pushed the door open, but the scene before him left him stunned. Su Jingming was exuding the threatening aura of an apex predator, an intimidating presence that made one tremble in fear. Suddenly, Su Jingming looked at Lu Ming, his eyes glowing red, and charged forward as if he had lost all control. Yang Jintian immediately bellowed, Jingming, wake up! Su Jingming flinched, clutching his head in a daze, his voice trembling. What just happened to me? Why did I feel this sudden urge to destroy everything? Yang Jintian approached, his calm voice explaining. Just now, the essence blood of the thunderous tyrant dragon affected your mind. The tyrant dragon is known for its ferocity, and your compatibility with its essence blood is so high that it produced this side effect. But don't worry. As long as you keep your emotions stable, you'll be fine. As your strength grows, this side effect will gradually disappear. Hearing this, Su Jingming looked down at himself and let out a soft sigh of relief. That's good. I don't want to be controlled by my emotions. Yang Jintian looked at him, a flicker of joy in his eyes. This time, the foundation forging was flawless. Your absorption efficiency reached 98%. Of my 20 disciples who have cultivated the thunderous indestructible Azura, the best one only reached 92%. After all these years, you've finally broken the record. Standing nearby, Lu Ming couldn't hide his joy. He stepped forward and clapped him on the shoulder. Congratulations, junior brother, on successfully forging the foundation for the thunderous, indestructible Azura. The path of martial arts ahead of you is now wide open. Yang Jintian quickly made the introduction. This is your senior brother, Lu Ming, a peak tier 3 super. From now on, if there's anything you don't understand in your training, you can ask him for guidance. Su Jingming smiled and waved a greeting. Hello, senior brother Lu. Lu Ming chuckled and took out his phone. Your senior brother didn't prepare anything for you, so I'll transfer you some school credits as a welcome gift. Su Jingming looked at his phone, his eyes widening in astonishment. 200 academic credits. Senior brother, this is way too much. 2 million great Xia credits just for a welcome gift. Yang Jintian, standing nearby, laughed heartily. It's only 200 academic credits. To your senior brother Lu, that's nothing. Senior brothers have to look out for their juniors. When you have junior brothers and sisters of your own someday, you'll have to prepare welcome gifts like this too. Su Jingming replied in a low voice. I understand. Yang Jintian let out a soft sigh, a flicker of exhaustion crossing his face. Your foundation is successfully established. You haven't eaten or had anything to drink for 5 days. Go get some rest. Tomorrow morning, come back here to learn fist and spear techniques with your senior brother Lu. Su Jingming smiled and replied respectfully. Thank you, teacher. Returning to his dorm, Su Jingming ran into a white-haired boy who was engrossed in a game. Seeing him, the boy turned around, a bright smile on his face. You must be my new roommate, right? Hey, my name is Lu Wentao. It's great to meet you. Su Jingming returned the gesture with a polite smile. Hello, I'm Su Jingming. Hearing the name, Lu Wintao's eyes widened in surprise. Su Jingming? You're the top scorer from Jiangnan province? Su Jingming looked at him, surprised. You know who I am? Lu Wintao excitedly ran circles around him. Of course. My nickname is basically Mr. Know-It-All. I've got the scoop on almost every freshman this year. I didn't even have to look you up. You made such a huge splash. How can anyone not know who you are? The top scorer from Jiangnan Province Euro. I can't believe he's my roommate. Be honest. Are you really from that backwater city, Jiangcheng, in Jiangnan Province? And during the college entrance exam, were you really just an awakened? In your ability Euro, they're a Euro S. No way, E to Euro S, just E rank. Su Jingming looked at Lu Wintao, a slight smile playing on his lips. So my new roommate is a talkative, but enthusiastic guy, huh? Honestly, a Euro, this is pretty good. After all, I've always hated being alone, in this life or the last. In his past life, he'd grown up in an orphanage. Never adopted, he never knew what it felt like to belong anywhere. Things got better when he started school. He was surrounded by friends, always laughing and having fun together. His most cherished memories were from College Euro, playing games with his friends every night, then studying for his master's and doctorate. Who would have thought, on graduation night, he drank a little too much Euro and woke up lost in this new world. I can't believe I transmigrated to another world, and I'm still an orphan. But with a roommate like Euro, it'll definitely be less lonely from now on. Meanwhile, Lu Wintao was still rambling on, his voice full of excitement. I'm a rank 1 mid-tier, with an A-rank mental type ability. I ranked in the top 20 in Sichuan province. I chose the Tactics Academy. In the future, I'm going to command an army of 1,000,000 strong and wipe out all the beasts in the southern province. Su Jingming's face paled as he listened, and he quickly cut him off. All right, that's enough. I have to head over to the martial arts hall in a bit. Lu Wintao's eyes immediately lit up as he eagerly suggested. The martial arts hall? I'm coming too. I've never been to the Mado University Martial Arts Hall before. Let's go. To the Thunder Hall. At the Thunder Hall of Mado Ability University, Lu Wintao's eyes were wide as he looked around, unable to hide his amazement. Wow, this place is pretty lively, huh? In front of them, upperclassmen were showing off their powers, laughing and chatting boisterously. My C rank, Scorching Yang Flame combat technique is finally mastered. So what if you mastered it? You still can't break through my gold form armor. You guys are all trash. My level 3 gigantification is all I need to smash you flat against the wall. Just then, an AI appeared beside Su Jingming, speaking in a monotone voice. This is our main hall's communal training room. It can accommodate 300 people training simultaneously. The entire hall is forged from a C-grade alloy mixed with memory metal. There is no need to worry about abilities or combat techniques causing any damage. If needed, you can also select a private training room. Su Jingming replied in a low voice. For now, that won't be necessary. I'll train out here. Lu Wintao looked around excitedly, his eyes sparkling. This is awesome. Those guys over there are comparing who's stronger. Each one's making a bigger scene than the last. Su Jingming looked at him and sighed helplessly. You're not exactly being quiet yourself. Lu Wintao laughed heartily, full of energy. A fire element user. Huh? Looks like that's an A-rank werewolf over there. An enhancement type. Top 10 in Sichuan province. Eva, what are these pillars for? The AI answered immediately. This is our punching power challenge board. It consists of 5 leaderboards corresponding to ranks 1 through 5 for ability users. Would you two like to give it a try? The top 3,000 participants will receive a reward of 50 academic credits. Hearing this, Lu Wintao's eyes lit up as he analyzed the offer with interest. A reward just for being in the top 3,000? Is it really that simple? This entire Motto Ability University only has a little over 4,000 students. Let me give it a shot. Eva provided further instructions. Simply swipe your student ID on the pillar to begin the challenge. However, please note that skills and combat techniques are not permitted in the punching power challenge. As he swiped his card, a mechanical voice echoed throughout the area. Welcome, Lu Wintao. Student ID 203-701-256. Commencing punching power challenge. Please give him a round of applause. The crowd in the room immediately turned to look at Lu Wintao with knowing smirks. Yo, someone's starting the power challenge. But judging by his Euro, he's only a rank 1 mid-tier. Must be a freshman. This is going to be fun to watch. Lu Wintao clenched his fists in frustration. Damn it. Why does starting the challenge have to be so loud? With this many people watching, I can't afford to embarrass myself. He took a deep breath, clenched his fist, and threw a powerful punch at the pillar. With a loud thud, the display lit up. Punching power euro for 76 kg. Eva announced. An excellent performance. Lu Wintao let out a sigh of relief, satisfied. Phew, at least I didn't make a fool of myself. Making it into the top 3,000 shouldn't be a problem. But in the next moment, Eva's voice left him stunned. Unfortunately, your punch power is ranked below 100,000. Lu Wintao's eyes widened as he shouted. What? Below 100,000? Wait, doesn't Motto Esper University only have like 4,000 students? Eva calmly explained. This leaderboard compiles the results of all students over the 100 years since the university's founding. It is not limited to the current student body. Lu Wintao shot back, agitated. This is a scam. He gritted his teeth, finally understanding why everyone was looking at him that way. They were just waiting for a good laugh. The crowd on the other side burst into laughter, openly mocking him. Below 100,000? That's hilarious. Even back when I was a freshman, I wasn't that bad. Look at this kid. His face is as red as a baboon's ass. Definitely a freshman. Su Jingming, standing beside him, comforted him in a low voice. Hey, don't mind them. You're a psychic. Physical strength isn't your strong suit anyway. Lu Wintao forced a smile and looked at Su Jingming. Thanks for that. You want to give it a shot? You've got to be stronger than me, right? A slight smile touched Su Jingming's lips as he pulled out his student ID, a flicker of interest in his eyes. As a matter of fact, I was curious to test myself. Lu Wintao stood to the side, cheering him on enthusiastically. Go for it. The honor of our dorm rests on your shoulders. The mechanical voice rang out once more. Welcome, Su Jingming, student ID number 203701204, to the Punch Power Challenge. Let's give him a round of applause. A buzz went through the room again. Another newbie taking the challenge? His level is even lower, just a low-tier rank 1. A low-tier rank 1 would be lucky to hit 400 kilograms. Wait a minute. That name sounds familiar. Su Jingming stretched, thinking to himself, after breaking through to rank 1 Esper and 5 days and nights to solidify my foundation. Just how strong is my punch now? This punch will give me the answer. He clenched his fist, his gaze sharp, and unleashed a powerful punch at the pillar. A deafening boom echoed through the room, drawing every eye to Su Jingming. Everyone stared intently at the display screen. After just a few seconds, the system's cold voice spoke, igniting the crowd's excitement like a fuse. Punch power, 4,589 kilograms. A result that shattered all expectations. Congratulations on breaking the record. First place, Su Jingming. Punch power, 4,589 kilograms. Second place, Luo Yang. 4,321 kilograms. Third place, Chindahai. 4,120 kilograms. The entire room fell silent for a moment, then erupted as if struck by lightning. Tianjun's eyes went wide, his jaw hanging open in utter shock. The punch power record, which stood for 10 years, was just broken. Li Yun stared, muttering in disbelief. Over 4,500 kilograms. Is that really the kind of power a low-tier rank 1 can produce? Xiaji clutched his head, yelling in a panic. If he hit me with that punch, I'd be turned into meat paste. You said he's a freshman? What kind of monstrous freshman is this? He paused, his voice still trembling. I heard the top 1,000 on this list are all legendary figures who led their generation. If he's already taken first place, just how terrifying will his future be? Ru Yin nodded, quickly pulling out her phone and starting to record. This rank 1 record has stood for over 10 years. I'd regret it for the rest of my life if I didn't capture this moment. This is a historic moment. While everyone was still stunned, Lu Wintao leaped into the air, his face beaming as if he just struck gold. Bro, you're my real bro. From now on, I'm your loyal follower. Wherever you go, I'll go. Su Jingming burst out laughing, a teasing glint in his eyes. Don't be so dramatic. I'm not in the habit of collecting superfans. He glanced at the leaderboard and nodded slightly, a look of satisfaction in his eyes. This result is far better than I expected. The essence blood of the Thunder Tyrant Dragon really suits me. The boost in effectiveness is incredible, he thought to himself. Just then, an attendant approached, her voice soft but clear. Congratulations, student Su Jingming, for breaking the record. Your reward of 400 academic credits has been transferred to your student account. Su Jingming smiled, a mischievous spark in his eyes. Not bad. If I break the record again next time, will I get another reward? The attendant replied instantly, her tone flat but firm. Unfortunately, you can only receive the reward for breaking a record once per rank. However, you may challenge the leaderboards for higher ranks to earn credits. Hearing this, Su Jingming turned to look at the other 4 Polars Euro for ranks 2 through 5 Euro, his eyes gleaming with ambition. Ranks 2 through 5, huh? Let's see if I can break them all in one go. Meanwhile, Lu Wentao had already rushed out, his voice booming like a megaphone as he boasted to the crowd of students. Hey everyone, the guy who just broke that record is my roommate. That's my roommate. In no time, a swarm of female students buzzed over, surrounding him like bees to honey. Ching flashed a radiant smile, her eyes sparkling like sunshine. Junior Su, is this your first time here? Come on, let me show you a few tricks for using the equipment. Not to be outdone, Liwan pushed her way in, her voice as sweet as honey. Junior, my club is looking for talented people. Why don't you join us? I guarantee the benefits are amazing. Su Jingming just gave a faint, wry smile, not saying a word. He gently grabbed Lu Wentao's arm and pulled him out of the enclosing crowd. Let's go. We still have to get to the private training room. It's too noisy here. At the same time, in Yang Jintian's private villa, Lu Ming was scrolling through the news feed on his phone when he let out a delighted laugh. Master, our junior Su is trending. Record-breaking punch power test. Over 4,500 kilograms. This junior brother's physical strength is monstrous. Yang Jintian calmly took a sip of tea. His expression was placid, but the slight curve of his lips betrayed a hint of satisfaction. Couldn't even sit still and rest. He just had to run off to the boxing gym to sweep the records. This kid never sits still. He mused, recalling the old days. Back then, when I was a first-tier superior, my punch test for the first level of the thunderous indestructible body only clocked in at a little over 3,500 kilograms. This junior brother, Su Jingming, he's already surpassed me by a wide margin. The scene shifts to Luo Yang's dorm room. His eyes were glued to his phone screen, a vein throbbing on his forehead as he saw Su Jingming's name at the top of the leaderboard. Damn it, Jingming, so you crawled your way to Mado University too, huh? He gritted his teeth, his shout echoing through the room. Luo Yang clenched his fists, a cold, murderous glint in his eyes. You made me lose the title of Jiangnan Province's top scholar and turned all of Ning'an City into a laughingstock. This time, I'll take back the honor that was always mine. Meanwhile, in a training room, Su Jingming sat cross-legged in silent meditation. Thanks to the thunderous, indestructible body, I went 5 days and nights without food or sleep, yet my body is still brimming with energy. Euro-S incredible. He raised a hand, observing the faint blue electricity flickering just beneath his skin. This defensive power, it's at least on par with E-grade alloys. To a normal person, wouldn't that make me basically invulnerable? He chuckled, his voice a mix of pride and intrigue. An SSS-Rank group combat skill. It really lives up to its reputation. Just then, Lu Wentao burst in, his voice brimming with excitement. Jingming, the news about you breaking the record is blowing up on the school's web forum. A whole bunch of people are demanding to challenge you. Su Jingming was taken aback for a moment. But then, his eyes lit up with an amused sparkle. So this is the martial spirit of Mado University. Looks like things could get interesting. Lu Wentao gritted his teeth and said angrily, Jingming, let me go cuss out those idiots who don't know their own limits. Jingming laughed and raised a hand to stop him, his voice gentle but firm. Come on, don't waste your time. I have to make a trip to the combat skills library. You should head back to the dorm and get some rest. The next morning, Su Jingming arrived at the combat skills library, his eyes glinting with curiosity and resolve. He placed his hand on the scanner, feeling layers upon layers of a space element power envelop him, like an impenetrable fortress. So the rumors were true. He murmured in awe. This combat skills library really is managed by a vice principal with a space element ability. With this level of security, not even a 9th-tier martial saint could hope to steal anything from inside. He raised an eyebrow, letting out a soft sigh of admiration. Truly impressive. As the spatial energy dissipated, Jingming took out his student ID and tapped it on the reader. The system quickly verified his identity, and the spatial light flared once more. A few moments later, 3 figures approached to greet him. A young woman stepped forward, her smile as bright as the sun. "Welcome, Su Jingming S-Rank student, to the Combat Skills Library. How may we assist you?" Jingming was a little surprised, a questioning look in his eyes. "You know who I am?" The young woman, named Su Lan, quickly explained in a soft but clear voice. "Students with S-Rank clearance are permitted to view the entire collection of combat skills in the library. When you scanned your card, the system notified us." Su Lan thought to herself, S-Rank clearance. That means limitless potential. In the future, he'll be a Grandmaster level power user at the very least. I need to get on good terms with someone like that, as early as possible. Hearing this, Jingming nodded, his tone calm. "I see. I want to see lightning element combat skills. Which floor should I go to?" Su Lan smiled, providing detailed instructions. "Anything below B rank is in the public reading rooms on the 2nd and 3rd floors. The more valuable combat skills are in the 4th floor reading room. You just need to swipe your card to enter." She pointed towards the corridor. "This way, please." Jingming nodded, replying politely. "Okay, thank you, teacher." Stepping inside, the voice of an AI rang out, steady and clear. "After you successfully complete the online challenge for a combat skill, we will provide you with an original copy of the manual. Because combat skill manuals above B rank are exceptionally precious, please exercise the utmost care while reading. Display all lightning element combat skills above B rank." Eva complied. "Yes." A second later, a brilliant list of skills materialized on the screen. Myriad Thunder Domain. SS rank. Centers on the lightning ability user to create a thunder domain with a maximum diameter of 80 kilometers. This combat skill is restricted to B rank and above lightning ability users, level 5 and higher. Wrath of the Thunder God. SS rank. Summons divine lightning to strike down like heavenly punishment with terrifying power. This combat skill is also restricted to B rank and above lightning ability users, level 4 and higher. Jingming scanned the list, his eyes wide with astonishment. SS rank combat skills, even SSS rank. The school's collection of top-tier combat manuals is truly vast, and I can view them all for free. But then he sighed, a hint of regret in his voice. Unfortunately, cultivating these skills requires both the right ability and a high enough level. Right now, I can only learn A-rank skills, including offensive, defensive, movement, support, and area of effect types. He murmured, his eyes gleaming. There's a staggering number of A-rank skills alone. If I didn't have a good teacher to guide me, I'd have no idea how to even begin choosing. Su Jingming took out a letter of recommendation, a relieved smile on his face. Good thing my teacher gave me this letter in advance. It'll save me a ton of time on procedures. He walked through the selection area, his gaze settling on 4 A-rank combat skills. Each one radiated an aura that screamed of its immense value. Thunder Javelin. A-rank. Gathers and condenses lightning into a razor-sharp javelin, thrown with simple yet terrifying power. Chained Thunder Spear. A-rank. Using a long spear infused with lightning, continuously strike an enemy's vital points with terrifying speed and power. During its execution, the Chained Thunder Spear accumulates electrical energy. When the skill ends, all stored energy detonates inside the opponent, causing catastrophic damage. Thunder Flash. A-rank. Unleashes a burst of lightning to dash a short distance in a designated direction. Perfect for evasion or startling an enemy. Thunder Prison. A-rank. Condenses lightning into a sturdy cage, locking an opponent in place. An effective control skill that also projects an air of majestic power. Su Jingming considered them carefully, then nodded decisively. "All right, I'll choose these 4. He calculated mentally. Thunder Javelin is for long-range attacks. Chain Thunder Spear is for close combat. Thunder Flash is for movement. And Thunder Prison is for control. Combined with my thunderous, indestructible body, I'll have virtually no weaknesses. Perfect." Just then, the steady voice of Eva rang out once more. "Scan complete. You have selected 4 mid-tier A-rank combat skills. Each skill requires 6 months to master. Suggestion: it is recommended to add lower-rank combat skills for increased ability." Jingming waved his hand dismissively, his voice firm. "That won't be necessary. This is enough." Just a moment later, Su Lan returned, carrying several exquisite boxes, a radiant smile on her face. Here you go, Sue. These are your 4 combat skills. Jingming placed the boxes on the table, his eyes glowing as if he were looking at a treasure trove. B rank and C rank skills already cost a fortune, which means A rank skills are astronomically expensive. And now I have 4 of them at once. This is an unbelievable luxury. He opened one of the manuals, his eyes sparkling as he murmured to himself. The intent and spiritual energy in this, it's simply mystical. No wonder you can only learn A rank skills from the original scrolls. Making a copy drains all its spiritual energy, like photocopying a divine painting on scrap paper. Jingming began studying at 12:35 p.m. He was so engrossed that by 4:55 p.m., he still hadn't looked away from the books. It wasn't until 7:10 p.m. that he finally finished. He leaned back in his chair and let out a soft sigh. All done. It was definitely worth spending the points. The system immediately displayed a series of notifications. Consumed 200 ability points. Lightning Spear has reached the initial level. Consumed 200 ability points. Chain Lightning Spears has reached the initial level. Consumed 200 ability points. Lightning Flash has reached the initial level. Consumed 200 ability points. Lightning Prison has reached the initial level. He opened his status window, his eyes scanning the lines of text that appeared. Su Jingming. Rank, low tier, level 1. Ability, Violet Gold Divine Thunder. Strength, 391. Spirit, 289. Combat skills, Advanced Method, Lightning Spear, Initial, Chain Lightning Spears, Initial, Lightning Flash, Initial, Lightning Prison, Initial, Divine Wind Swiftness, Advanced, Indestructible Thunder Body, First Layer. Remaining ability points, 1,434. Looking at the long list of skills, a veritable menu of lightning abilities for every range, Jingming smirked, a confident half-smile on his face. With his set of moves, I wonder who the lucky person will be to first taste their power. That evening, Su Jingming returned to his dorm room. As soon as he saw him, Lu Wentao immediately held up his phone, his face beaming. Jingming, Eva just sent out a notification. The freshman assembly is tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Arena 1. There's also a big group chat just for freshmen. You should join now. Jingming replied curtly, his tone calm. Okay. He took out his phone to scan the code and join the group. As he did, he asked, Oh yeah, Jingming, what rank combat skills did you end up choosing? Jingming answered nonchalantly. 4 A-rank skills. Hearing this, Wentao froze, almost dropping his phone, his mouth hanging open. What? A-rank? And 4 of them? Inside, he was practically screaming. Who dares to learn 4 A-rank skills at the same time? Even second-year students struggle to master one. After a few seconds of stunned silence, Wentao swallowed hard, his voice trembling. So, Jingming, you must have a level clearance, right? Jingming replied leisurely, a playful glint in his eyes. Not A level. It's S level. Those words made Wentao freeze on the spot before he suddenly shouted. S level? There's a clearance level even higher than A? Oh my god. So you're not an E-rank user like the rumors said? You're actually S-rank. Jingming smiled, his voice calm but filled with hidden meaning. Let me tell you something. There are things in this world that not everyone is meant to understand. After hearing that, Lu Wentao was so excited he felt like jumping out the window and screaming. Only one thought spun in his head. Even though you could guess the clearance level from the evaluation, he never imagined an S level existed. The top scorers from other provinces only got A-level clearance, but Jingming is S-level. He grinned broadly, giving a thumbs up as he mumbled to himself. Jingming, from now on, I'm your biggest fan. The next morning, Su Jingming walked into the second-floor training room. He held the practice spear in his hand. It felt so light that he couldn't help but shake his head. I have the skills, but without the right gear to match, it's a total waste. The E-rank black obsidian spear I used before is already broken. And even if it weren't, with my current strength, it wouldn't have lasted more than a few hits. Jingming called out to Eva, his voice low. Open the school's armory store. Search for spear-type weapons. Eva's cold, mechanical voice replied. Shop open. 10 options available. A series of spears appeared, ranging from F rank to D rank. Each one was polished, heavy, and so expensive it was dizzying. The stronger they are, the more the price makes my heart ache. Jingming muttered, a hint of resignation in his voice. Well, I'll just have to go with the E-rank spear. About 210 kilograms. I'll also grab a matching combat suit and boots. Eva quickly announced. E-rank long spear, combat suit, and combat boots selected for purchase. Total, 237 academic credits. Current balance, 382.6. Items will be delivered tomorrow morning. Jingming sighed softly and mumbled to himself. These credits disappear like water. It really stings. He looked at the old practice spear in his hand and smiled, his voice warm. Before the new one arrives, I'll have to count on you to hold up for one more night. Tonight, let's see how these 4 A-rank skills feel. The next day, the freshman assembly officially began. Arena 1 was packed to the brim, the atmosphere as lively as a festival. When Su Jingming appeared, the entire crowd of students immediately started buzzing with conversation. Look, it's Su Jingming, the guy who broke the school's punching power record yesterday. Oh my god, and he's the top scorer from Jiangnan province too? I thought he'd be some musclehead, but who knew he'd be so handsome? I want to join his fan club right now. From within the crowd, a sharp voice cut through the lively chatter. Jingming, I am Lei Zhu. I challenge you. The atmosphere immediately erupted. Lei Zhu, he's the guy who took second place in the Jiangnan martial exam. I heard he comes from a family of fourth-generation ability users. Both his parents are powerful. He must be pissed that the top scorer stole his title. Jingming merely raised an eyebrow and replied nonchalantly. Sorry, but I'm not interested. Lei Zhu sneered and stepped closer, his voice low but sharp as a knife. Don't be so quick to refuse. As I recall, your young aunt deals in rare and exotic herbs, doesn't she? What a coincidence. My family is her biggest client, and she still owes me quite a bit. If she doesn't pay up, well, this exam... Instantly, Su Jingming spun around, his aura surging like an electric current. His eyes flashed like lightning in the dead of night. Are you threatening me? The wave of immense pressure made Lei Zhu flinch, forcing him back a few steps as a cold sweat broke out on his neck. He quickly raised his hands, his voice stuttering. No, it's just a friendly reminder. Su Jingming stared at him for a moment, then spoke calmly. Fine, name the time and place. Lei Zhu regained his composure, his voice ringing with confidence. Noon, 3 days from now. Arena number 3. Su Jingming nodded, his gaze as cold and sharp as a blade. I'll be there. Just don't regret it when the time comes. The news spread faster than EVA's data transmission. What? The number 1 is fighting number 2? In 3 days, we get to see a huge showdown. Gotta set an alarm. We need to get there early to grab a good spot. Amidst the buzzing atmosphere, Teacher Wang Yun stepped onto the stage, his resonant voice booming through the microphone. Dear students, welcome to Motto Superpower University. Today's freshman assembly isn't the official opening ceremony. It's to explain the credit system and introduce each of you to your mentors. But first, I want to announce the most important thing, the school strategy board. The entire venue fell silent. All eyes were fixed on him. Teacher Wang continued, his voice full of authority. You will enter a secret simulation pod to participate in virtual reality combat. Your results and the number of stages you clear will determine your ranking. Those who make it to the top will receive extremely generous rewards, so give it your all. Afterward, Ms. Du Hong came up to speak. Although her words were heartfelt, as she went on, many students started yawning, their eyelids growing heavy. Su Jingming yawned too, thinking to himself. Finally, it's over. That meeting was an hour long, and the only interesting part was about the simulation pod. I gotta give that a try. Even as he thought this, he was already forming a plan. In the next few days, he'd find Senior Lu Ming to learn more, and then meet his official mentor, the one responsible for his daily training. In the following days, Su Jingming trained so relentlessly, Yu D think he was running on an Energizer battery. He absorbed Lu Ming's dedicated teachings, received special guidance from Yang Jintian, and then threw himself into training late into the night. 7 days later, when they met again, Lu Ming couldn't help but stare at Su Jingming in astonishment. Junior, you've already advanced to the 1-star rank? It's only been a few days. Su Jingming replied humbly, his voice soft. Just got lucky, senior. But inwardly, he was smiling. I deliberately waited a few days to use those 386 ability points to jump from low-tier rank 1 straight to mid-tier. If I hadn't, I was afraid I'd scare Senior Lu half to death. After composing himself, Lu Ming suddenly remembered something and asked with a smile. Oh, right. I remember you have a duel with another freshman today, don't you? Su Jingming nodded, replying succinctly. That's right. Lu Ming clapped him on the shoulder, laughing heartily. All right, I'll give your opponent 3 minutes. That's being generous. I'll come watch in a bit. I want to see how strong you really are at your peak. With that, they both headed toward the dueling arenas. The place was already packed, the roar of the crowd echoing like a festival. In the stands, Lu Huang nudged Qin Guang with his shoulder and whispered, the freshman tournament is still more than a month away. Getting to see the champion from Jiangnan province fight today, this is a rare opportunity. I looked him up. He just got lucky out in the wilderness. He's not actually that strong. My money's on Lei Zhu. TCH. Wrong. I wouldn't be so sure. Su Jingming just broke the school's punching power record. Lu Huang shrugged, smirking. A strength record? So what? A real tournament comes down to your powers, not your muscles. Just then, the crowd suddenly erupted as people stood on their toes, pointing. Su Jingming's here. Su Jingming stepped onto the arena with a calm demeanor. His uniform fluttered gently in the wind, giving him a cool yet captivating aura that made more than a few female students in the stands blush. Standing to the side, Lu Ming praised him inwardly. This junior of mine really has a way of melting the hearts of upperclassmen and underclassmen alike. On the other side, Lei Zhu observed quietly, noticing that Su Jingming's rank had increased, but it was still within a range he could handle. He smirked confidently. Su Jingming, just fighting for a simple win is boring. How about we raise the stakes? All of our academic credits. You dare? Su Jingming gave a faint smile, his gaze unwavering. Fine by me. I have 370 points. Puffed. His voice was full of smug satisfaction. Not bad. You've got a decent amount of credits. I don't have quite enough, so I'll make up the difference with the Xia currency. But to be fair and prevent any cheating, we'll transfer everything to the match supervisor's account. They both turned to look at Ms. Zhou Yun, a mid-tier rank 6 healing-type ability user, who was also the official in charge of the match. Su Jingming took out his phone, his expression thoughtful. A battle between ability users is truly dangerous. A single slip-up could be fatal. The school definitely doesn't want to see its students meet their ancestors in the arena. In the stands, the atmosphere was electric. The crowd roared with excitement when they heard the bet was worth 3,700,000. Damn, what high rollers! Someone marveled. The fight hasn't even started, and my blood is already pumping. Zhou Yun nodded slightly, her voice ringing out sternly. I have received the credits and the currency transfer. Both of you get ready. If one side concedes or loses consciousness, the match will end immediately. No follow-up attacks are allowed. Violators will be severely punished. Understood? Understood. He stepped onto the fighting platform, as calm as if he were out for an afternoon stroll, not preparing for a battle to the death. Across from him, Lei Zhu drew his sword. The steel flashed under the lights, its glint as sharp as the blade itself. He roared, his voice thick with rage. Jingming, the honor you cost me. I'm taking it all back today. The sword in his hand erupted in crimson flames, a wave of heat rolling across the entire arena. The crowd below buzzed with excitement. Just what you'd expect from an A-rank fire user. To think we can feel the heat all the way out here. He just used his scorching flame slash. A vortex of fire shot straight toward Jingming. But Jingming remained perfectly calm, his expression unwavering. Just as the flaming blade was inches from his face, he casually lifted his spear. Clang! The sound of the impact echoed through the entire arena. Down in the audience, Lu Huang's jaw dropped as he gasped in disbelief. What theero? He blocked it without using a single skill? Qin Guang's eyes went wide, his voice trembling. Are you kidding me? He shattered a fire user's special move with just a normal strike? That's impossible. On the platform, Lei Zhu gritted his teeth. Sweat beaded on his forehead, his eyes filled with utter disbelief. No way. How is this even possible? Jingming gave a faint smirk, his voice low and chillingly sharp. Nothing's impossible. You're just too weak. With that, he swung his spear, the tip driving straight into Lei Zhu's chest. With a resounding crack, the blow sent Lei Zhu flying. He slammed hard onto the stage with a heavy thud. Blood trickled from the corner of his mouth. His face was ashen, and his entire body trembled. He tried to push himself up, but his legs gave out, completely void of strength. In the crowd, Shi Kai stared, his voice filled with astonishment. It's over already? Jingming only made 2 moves with his spear. Dong frowned, a look of confusion on his face. Wasn't Lei Zhu supposed to be stronger than Jingming? So how'd he get taken down so easily? That scorching flame slash he used. I bet 9 out of 10 freshmen here couldn't have blocked that.